There we go. 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 Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, folks. Welcome, folks. Pretty big weekend. It was a pretty big weekend. It was a pretty big card yesterday. It was a pretty big weekend, pretty big card. Welcome, 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 welcome. Pretty big weekend, pretty big card, pretty big everything going on. We were wrong about some parts. We were wrong about some. We're wrong about some things, right? We're wrong about some things, right? However, we were really only wrong about one. We were really only wrong about the opener. That was pretty much it. Outside of the opener, we kind of pitched a perfect game. Talking about predictions, we kind of pitched a perfect game based off of predictions. Welcome, 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 folk, welcome, folk, welcome, folk, welcome, folk, welcome, folk. We pitched a pretty perfect, picture perfect on predictions. We were picture perfect on these predictions. I can't lie. We have about 1 hour. We have about 1 hour until the Rays and the Dodgers starts. Right now, I got Iran and New Zealand up. I'm not really going to be doing a breakdown of Iran and New Zealand. They're kind of just going to be in the back. I'll let y'all know if anything impressive is going on. So far, it's kind of just been back and forth ball. We got Dodgers and Rays in about an hour, but until Dodgers and Rays, we're going to be talking about everything else that went on this weekend, right? So we're going to be talking more so about the UFC White House Card and everything that happened. Welcome, 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 folk, welcome, folk, welcome, folk, welcome, welcome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very big card, very big card, very big card, very big card. All right, so let's start with the one we were wrong about, right? Let's start about the one we were wrong about, right? Steve Garcia and Diego Lopez opened up the White House Card. Ultimately, Diego Lopez got it done, right? I did say that Steve Garcia's striking is just way too crisp. That's mainly what I was leaning towards going into this fight. And I mean, his striking looked good, right? His striking did look good. It did look good. However, Diego Lopez has power. He does have power, right? And Steve Garcia, in the second round, you're starting to see him take a little bit more chances, right? He's getting a little bit on the inside. He's fighting a little bit more on the inside, even though Steve Garcia, the ranger fighter, right? He was having a lot of success in the first round with the oblique kicks, right? Those classic John Wink oblique kicks, right? Those classic John Wick and Greg Jackson oblique kicks. Yeah, he was having a lot of success in the first round. Unfortunately, he got too comfortable in the pocket. He got way too comfortable in the pocket. And if you're gonna fight in the pocket with Diego Lopez, pretty much all you can say about that. If you're gonna fight Diego Lopez in the pocket, that's not gonna work out for you, buds. That's not gonna work out for you, my bud. It's not gonna work out for you, my bud. Only because that's what Diego Lopez wants you to do, right? You see the Diego Lopez training footage, right? The training footage, like it lit. You see him like just doing that shit, right? He's doing that shit with the pads, like no head movement whatsoever, just like puro hooks. Yeah, Diego Lopez, real MMA fighter. right? Real brawler, right? Real deal brawler, right? What's next for Diego Lopez? We talked about that in the last stream, right? It kind of does put him in a weird. It puts him in a little bit of a weird position, right? Because he keeps winning these fights. Unfortunately, he will never. It seems like he's not gonna beat Volkanovski. That's just not gonna. And I mean, they just fought, right? Diego Lopez was Alexander Volkanovski's last fight, and I mean, that division to me is a mess. That division to me is a mess because, like, the more we wait for Volk to fight, the more we wait for Volk to fight, the more like Diego Lopez continues to do this shit, right? What's Gene Silva's gonna come back, right? So, um, like the contenders for featherweight, they understand that if they keep moving, it's gonna keep putting themselves in better position, right? It's almost like that was the name of the game of the UFC for this entire time, right? If you, oh, nice shot from Iran, first shot of the game that's on target. That one was blocked. Yeah, 17. I'm not really familiar with the Iran players. 17 made a move, went inside the box. Nice move. Was able to get an open shot. Unfortunately, glued to the goalie. Lerone. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him in Lerone. Right? I'm not really that big of a Lerone Murphy fan. What's going on? Welcome. Lerone Murphy. Hope you're doing great too, brother. Like and subscribe, right? Like and subscribe, right? We're going through the White House card right now, and about 9 o'clock, Central, right? 9 o'clock Central, we're going to be going through the Dodgers and the Rays whenever that starts, but we're going to be going through the White House card right now. Evie. Evie or Evie. What's good though? What's good? But yeah, ultimately, I have no idea what could be next for Diego Lopez. Lerone Murphy sounds pretty decent, but I have no idea what's going to be next for him. That was the only fight that we were wrong about for the predictions for the UFC card. However, the rest of the card, we were spot on. We pitched a perfect game, right? The next fight on the card was was it? No, it was Bo Nickel and Kyle Dawkins, right? That fight kind of blew my expectations, right? We did say Bo Nickel's going to get the job done there. I had no idea. Streamers, my commission is open. There's one thing I do ask. Open and some custom guys. Like, I would be. Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. I would be kind of interested. I don't know about like. I don't know about right now, like this second, right? But like, I do definitely want to get some work in, especially for the World Cup, because we're doing a lot for the Team USA, right? The only video I have on my channel is Team USA is gonna win the World Cup. Cool. Trey. It's the same as the YouTube channel, Trey Biddy. That's the Discord username. I'd love to do some work for the World Cup, right? I'm going to be heavily promoting Team USA throughout their journey, right? We streamed the first game, and the first game, it was a pretty decent stream for my standards, because we're a little bit smaller, but I like to entertain the people that I do get, though. I do like to entertain the people that I get. And we're also ahead for the USA bandwagon. We're a little bit ahead of the USA bandwagon. We won't appreciate you. Oh wait, I have my Discord on this laptop. I forgot. I forgot to. But I really would love to get in some work. I really would love to get in some work for especially the next month. Especially the next month. I accepted it. I think I would like to get some work in for the next month, especially for more importantly the knockout stages is what I would really love to get some work done with. A lot of World Cup stuff that I do have planned for like Friday and next Thursday. Still waiting for the knockout stages. Was it right? The Bo Nickel fight. The Bo Nickel fight. That was an insane. That was an insane fight. Bo Nickel. Appreciate you dropping by though, Evie. Appreciate you dropping by though, Evie. Appreciate you dropping by, Evie. Um. Yeah, Bo Nickel won by impressive fashion. He won by impressive fashion, and we talked about it before too. Bo Nickel, if he were to get a win, right, I would like to see him and Hamzat, right. If Hamzat is interested in still being in middleweight, right, he's not gonna fight Strickland like immediately, right. He needs at least one, and I feel like Bo Nickel's he's good enough at this point. He's good enough at this point to take somebody like Hamzat into title contention, right? It's still going to be a very big name fight to Bo Nickel, Hamzat Chimaev, right? You could throw that on a co-main with the right promotion for that fight. You can even do that as a main event with the right promotion. You might be able to do that as a main event, or you can main event a fight night very easily. You can main event a fight night. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm looking at these graphic designs. These are kind of sick. These are kind of sick. Hold on. I'm replying to Evie. Replying to Evie real quick. Replying to Evie real quick. He sent me a lot of graphic designs real quick. Sent me a lot of graphic designs. Yeah, so Bo Nickel and Hamza Chimaev, I do like that fight. I really rate that fight next. Ultimately, if Hamzat is too good for middleweight, right? If he's just on one of those, I get title shots or nothing, and he just has to move up at that point, like then then what would we do with Bo Nickel? What would we do with Bo Nickel? Because at that point, I don't think we test him. They might just give him like Brendan Allen or something, right? Because Brendan Allen's just real easy to like, oh, you don't have anything? Brendan Allen. It's real easy to do. I know he did I know Brendan Allen just fought a he just fought somebody who's not ranked, and it would kind of suck for Brendan Allen to punch down again for another fight, but I do think the Bo Nickel name is kind of rewarding for him at least. And yeah, Brendan Allen needs a big fight at this. He needs a big fight, right? I know the Vittori fight was like a co-main event for a numbered event or a co-main event for a pay-per-view, right? I know that was pretty big for Brendan Allen, but he needs a big fight. He needs a big fight, right? I think Bo Nickel can deliver a big fight for Brendan Allen. Um, be a fun scrap too. Yeah, so very impressed with Bo Nickel. Very impressed with Bo Nickel. I do hope that he gets a very not a like a big, not a too big of a jump, because we saw what a really big of a jump did the last time for Bo Nickel. But I am incredibly interested in seeing um seeing if he's ready. Seeing if he's ready. All sports news love. Very impressed with Bo Nickel. Very impressed with Bo Nickel. To me, you could argue like Gaethje, like what Gaethje did was special. You could argue what Gaethje did was special. We'll get to Gaethje in a second, right? You get to Gaethje and how bad last stream was, how bad it was last stream. How we were like polling for Gaethje. Um, yeah, we'll get to Gaethje in a second. Other than Gaethje, I feel like Bo Nickel's win was probably the most impressive. That probably was the most impressive to me. Out of everybody we saw, Bo Nickel's win was probably the most impressive to me. Even though they were all finishes, right? So they all the performances were impressive by the people that were getting the finishes. But Bo Nickel is, but we weren't expecting that of Bo Nickel though. We kind of weren't expecting that. If anything, we were expecting a lay and pray. We were kind of expecting a lay and pray out of Bo Nickel, and he kind of he showed out. He showed out. That was I was incredibly impressed with Bo Nickel. Incredibly impressed with Bo Nickel. Incredibly impressed with Bo Nickel. Third fight up of the card. It was Mauricio Hufi and Michael Chandler, right? Man, I mean, that was another easy fight to call. It was another easy fight to call. Hufi was gonna get that one done. Um, he's he's really good. He's really good. He's really good. I can't wait to see what that guy is gonna do for the belt, Mauricio Hufi. Because the way he looked against Chandler, the way he looks against Chandler, nobody has done that to Chandler. Nobody has played with Chandler the way that Hoofy just played with Chandler this past weekend. Nobody's done that to Chandler. And Hoofy was just like Hoofy was amazing. Hoofy was amazing the other day. Hoofy was amazing the other day. Very impressive. I did say that that a Holloway fight would make sense, right? A Holloway fight would make sense depending on if he does beat McGregor. And I do find that to still be true. I do find that to still be true. But there's another guy that I'm now kind of like that's in my mind. There's another guy that's in my mind that might be a better fit for Hoofy as a next dance partner. Because what Hoofy did to Chandler, honestly, like beating in 2026, beating Michael Chandler should not get you a title shot. Beating Michael Chandler shouldn't get you a title shot in 2026. But the way he beat Michael Chandler, you could argue you can argue he could get a title shot off of that. You can argue based off of that. He looked incredible. He looked like a lightweight I've never seen before. I've never seen striking like that from a lightweight, right? Like we've seen McGregor. I mean, the closest we've seen to it was McGregor. Iran has numbers right now on the counterattack. Iran fucking shot a striker from Iran just shot a fucking nice ass, beautiful looking. What the fuck is happening right here? What the fuck was going on? No, that was a very nice shot from the Irani striker. Very nice. Very nice strike. Unfortunately, it hits the right crossbar, so not a shot on target. Yeah, no. So I like Hoofy. I like Hoofy and Holloway. I still like that, but I wouldn't mind him and Arman. Mauricio Hoofy and Arman Sarukian. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. Mauricio Hoofy and Arman Sarukian. Right? Because you can argue that Arman Sarukian is next up for the title, right? You can argue that, right? But when we talk about this main event, though. When we talk about this main event, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of like a different type of fight for our main event fighter. I kind of like a little bit of a different type of fight for our main event fighter than an Arman Sarukian if he does continue to fight. Right? We saw what what was his name? We saw what my mans was saying last stream, right? We saw what my mans was saying last stream about Gaethje, right? About his camp, right? That he had a camp, right? He did have a camp, but yeah, he just had a camp. He just had a camp. but also that it's been kind of rumored within the gym. It's been heavily rumored within gym. We heard that in the last stream that Gaethje is seriously looking at retirement. Right? He had been talking about it in the media also, but we did hear that it is an ongoing topic within the gym. That Gaethje's gym does think that he's going to retire, right? However, we get to the main event. There is a fight that makes 100%. 100%. There may be even two fights that make 100%, right? Depending on what happens next month. I just thought about it right now. Depending on what happens next month, there may be even two fights that make sense. There may be even two fights that make sense. He might not be interested in the other one, right? But one of them he definitely could be interested in, though. He could be interested in one of them, right? And then one of them does involve him getting a loss back, right? And a pretty bad loss for him too. It's a bad loss on his resume. Not the name is bad, but just the time that he had with him, right? So that's just a hint already, right? The amount of time that he had with this guy just was fairly disappointing, right? But we'll get to that in the main event though. So Mauricio Hufi, I do like to see him going up against a Max Holloway if he does win, right? Or a Arman Sarukian, right? If he's available. If Arman's available, right? And he's not like, oh, I need the title shot, like also like doing that bullshit. I like Hufi and Arman. And if Arman beats Hufi, then fuck. Oh well, fuck. We can't stop him at that point. We literally can't stop him from. We literally cannot stop him from getting a title shot if Arman can beat a guy like Mauricio Hufi. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. There's not another person we can just put in front of him. We'd run out of people at that point. If he beats Hufi, we'd just run out of people to throw at Arman. Holy fuck. That'd be a little disappointing. It'd be kind of disappointing if Hufi were to lose a fight to Arman Sarukian next. But we'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see. I like that fight, though. I do like that fight. The third fight up. Wait, third fight up. Yeah, third fight up. Third fight up. Oh no, this is the fourth fight up. We have Josh Hokett and Derek Lewis, right? We have Josh Hokett and Derek Lewis. I think I'm gonna group the co-main event with the fourth fight up, right? Because there's a lot of moving parts that go with each other, right? We did talk about it last stream, right? But now that we know the results, right, it kind of intensifies what's been going on with the heavyweight division, right? Because there's a lot of tension in this heavyweight division. Not so in a sense of like beef. Well, there's a little bit of beef when we're talking about a guy like Josh Hokett, but oh fuck, I thought that was going to be the goal of the century. I thought that was going to be the goal of the World Cup right now from Iran. The goalkeeper went all the way to outside of his box. He made a mistake. And Iran had an empty net. They had an empty net, but the Iran striker fucking skied it. He skied it on an empty net. That's kind of a big letdown. Heavily big loss for Iran. You cannot let chances like that go by you. And a nice strike from New Zealand on the counter attack, and it gets blocked. Oh, nut! Oh, I like it when a strike nutmegs the defender, right? It just looks so cool. It looks so cool whenever that happens. It's just, and then when they show like the replays of it, like it just nutmegging the defender, it just looks beautiful. Football is really one of or football is really one of the most beautiful looking sports. Um, I mean, all sports are beautiful in their own way. I'm not gonna lie, all sports are beautiful in their own way. So Josh Hokett, right? So Josh Hokett gets the job done against Derek Lewis, right? Derek Lewis, unfortunately, your time has come. Damn, your time has come, Derek Lewis. I don't know what we do with him after. I don't know what we do with him next because he's still gonna have a pretty high ranking. He's still gonna have a pretty decent ranking. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. That's unfortunate. I don't know what we can do with Derek Lewis going forward. But 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 on the other end of the spectrum, right, we have Josh Hokett, right? Josh Hokett, awkward fighter, right? We talked about it last stream, right? Josh Hokett was gonna get the job done, right? Um, also talked about it last stream about how bad of a matchup Cyril Gahn was for Alex Pereira. We did talk about that. We did talk about that, folks. We did mention that Cyril Gahn is not your average heavyweight. He's not your average heavyweight. He doesn't have a whole lot of power for a heavyweight, but he has the movement and he's gonna land. He's gonna land. No power, right? But he's gonna land. And you don't need power. You don't necessarily need power when you're fighting a guy like Pereira, who in a sense is who's a kickboxer, right? He fights like a kickboxer, right? Cyril spent like a cup of coffee, right? He 20-0 kickboxer, right? So kind of nuts, right? Kind of nuts for Cyril Gahn, but yeah, 20 fights in kickboxing compared to over 100 in Alex Pereira's case. It's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different, right? Cyril Gahn doesn't necessarily have his chin up in the air, like we talked about it last stream. He doesn't necessarily have his chin up in the air like, oh, that's disappointing. He does not have his chin up in the air like Alex P. Alex P be having that motherfucker in the air. And it's scary. It's scary. If you ever get into sparring with somebody, right, and you leave your chin up in the air, you're just asking to get fucked up, right? You're asking to get CT, you're asking to get dropped, right? Right? It doesn't matter how well you move, right? It doesn't matter how well you move. It doesn't matter how good your head movement is, right? If you leave that motherfucker in the air, you get touched, you fall. You leave it in the air, you get touched, you fall, right? It's just the name of the game, right? It's just what happens, right? And yeah, so Alex Pereira losing to Cyril Gahn, right? You have to think, right? If Alex Pereira goes back down to light heavyweight, right? That's super easy, right? Put him over, right? Give him over, put him over, right? Super easy. Super easy. I don't even have to think about shit. If he stays in heavyweight, however, he stays in heavyweight, right? He's gonna be in top 5, right? He's gonna most likely be in the top 5, right? You know who else is gonna be in the top 5, right? You know who else is gonna be in the top 5, and who's talking a lot of shit? Who's been talking a lot of shit these past couple of months to this guy, right? And who just so happens to be on the same. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, kind of a similar. They kind of have similar schedules at this point because they fought, and Alex Pereira didn't. He got knocked out, right? But it wasn't that much damage, right? He didn't take all that much damage in the Cyril Gahn fights. He looked pretty good. He did look pretty good in the beginning of the fight, right? I would even argue that he won the first round, right? I mean, That's a fair thing to say, right? Sorogan won the first round. I mean, Alex Pereira won the first round. That's a fair thing to say. But ultimately, you fight. You can't, and especially at heavyweight, you just can't leave that chin up in the air at heavyweight. It's too risky. It's way too risky. And then we look at, and then right, so that puts him in a position, right, for a guy like Josh Hokett, right, a guy like Josh Hokett, who, I mean, he didn't need to fight Derek Lewis. He did not need to fight Derek Lewis. Just based off what he did against Curtis Blades, that was all we needed to see. That was all we needed to see. We didn't need to see this fight. His fight with Curtis Blades was all we needed to see, right? He could have waited at that point. He could have waited after that fight to get a title shot, right? That's how good that fight was, right? We did not need to see him fight Derek Lewis, right? Are we complaining? Not really. We're not really complaining, right? I mean, it's just the people that can't stand him, right? But the people who can't stand him, right? They're still watching. They're still watching. They're still looking at the interviews, right? They're still looking for a Josh Hokett press conference, right? Or a pre-fight interview from Josh Hokett. Josh Hokett said some. I'm not gonna repeat what Josh Hokett said because YouTube. By the way, YouTube, thank you, right? Thank you, YouTube. I hope you keep promoting me. Keep on promoting me, YouTube. Thank you. Especially with this everything that's going on with the World Cup, right? Keep promoting me. Would really appreciate that, right? Keep putting me on people's For You pages. Can we keep doing that, YouTube? All right. All right. Enough panhandling, but enough panhandling and asking for handouts. But at the end of the day, people are still watching Josh Hokett. They're still looking for Josh Hokett, and Josh Hokett's still putting eyes into the sport, and he's breathing so much life into the heavyweight division, right? This heavyweight division that's been depressing the last couple of years. That's been because we know the skill of heavyweight has just keep going down, right? Like it's just super top heavy at this point, right? The average heavyweight nowadays compared to the average heavyweight back then, it does seem like there's a little bit of a drop off, just a little bit of a drop off, right? The very top level heavyweight this day and age is very highly skilled, incredibly highly skilled. But it's only the top 10. It's really only like the top 10, the top like 7 or 8 that are just that much better than the rest of the heavyweight division, right? Even the rest of the people in the rankings. Josh Hokett, man. Josh Hokett. We would love. It's too obvious of a fight to make right now. It's too obvious of a fight to make. Josh Hokett, Alex Pereira writes. A coughing baby could fucking make that fight, right? Helen Keller would have went to the White House card and she would have made that fight post event. It's the obvious fight to make. It's the obvious fight to make that we want to see. Clearly Canadian, right? Clearly Canadian. Those fucking slap. Those fucking slap. Welcome, folk. Welcome. Hold on, not. Hold on, I haven't even checked. I've been like so deep into. I was like so deep into the streaming that I was so deep into the stream that I didn't even see my quality. my quality jack? Is my quality janky? I could have asked y'all. I could have just asked y'all. I could have just asked y'all if my quality is janky or shit. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I'll keep going. It looks pretty good. So yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate you looking out. Appreciate you looking out. Yeah. 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 So Josh Hokett, right? So Josh Hokett, Alex Pereira, right? Easiest fight to make. He called for it post fight. He even called for it post fight. That Cyril Gane can do whatever he wants to do with Tom Aspinall, right? That's cool. We want here, this channel right here, we want Tom Aspinall beating the fuck out of Cyril Gane. We just need to see that. We need to see that, right? Unfortunately, right? This is a pro kickboxing community, right? Always going to be a pro kickboxing community, but we just really need to see Tom Aspinall take that shit back from Cyril Gane, right? Ultimately, that's what we need to see. I mean, take that shit back. I mean, he's still the champ technically, but yeah, we need to see him take that shit back. Now, here's the interesting part about Alex Pereira losing the championship fight to Cyril Gane, right? So the past couple of years, right? We've been trying to see, or the past couple of years, in the back of Dana's mind, right? In the back of Dana's mind, you know what's been playing in the back of Dana's mind? Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira. Ultimately, that's been playing in the back of his mind for a couple of years at this point. And it also helps that Jon Jones and Alex Pereira, whenever they're have a microphone in front of them, they're both calling for that fight, right? They both want to see that fight with each other. Now that Alex Pereira has lost to Cyril Gane, who, you know, Jon Jones made it look easy, right? He just took him down, got the choke, right? It was his move, and he executed it very well, right? We did see. I don't even want to get into that. I don't even want to get into that. But yeah, Jon Jones, he got the choke, right? People in Cyril Gane's camp have argued about the conditions about the fight, right? That they weren't really favorable, right? But when is a fight ever favorable? You know? So yeah. So Jon Jones has utterly destroyed the interim champ in like 30, like about a minute, right? And then you have Cyril Gane, right? When he had that fight with Tom Aspinall, right? And Cyril Gane, I'm not gonna lie, he looked very good, right? He looked very good in the first minute or two, right? He looked very good. And ultimately, right, he poked the shit out of Aspinall's eye, right? He double poked that shit, man. But he looked good, right? And people still say to this day that Cyril Gane was winning that fight. I mean, I still say it too, because it's the reality of it. And yeah, so now that Cyril Gane is interim champ and not Pereira, right? And Pereira lost to Cyril Gane, right? It almost automatically you can't make the Alex Pereira and Jon Jones fight anymore, right? So that fight's dead, right? Jones and Gane, right? We're not gonna see that fight again, right? What the fuck are we gonna see it again for, right? Like he's just gonna take his ass down, choke him out again. So now it puts Dana White in a very tricky position because he's been having this war with Eddie Hearn and it's been looking very, very likely that Tom might not ever fight in the UFC again because Eddie Hearn's been very pro. I want this. I want X amount of dollars for my next fight, or else you're not gonna get the heavyweight champion fighting for the UFC, which is a problem, right? It's a problem, especially because Aspinall's currently under contract still. I believe he has 3 more fights left currently in his contract. Now that Gon has the interim strap, right? It almost puts Dana in a position where he's gonna need Tom Aspinall. He's gonna need Tom Aspinall, right? He's gonna need him to clear it up. At the very least, he's gonna need him to clear up the belt. Because if he goes and he beats Gon, right, and he becomes lineal champ, right? Uh, I mean, we can kind of see what we're gonna most likely see what the next. We kind of know that Aspinall will probably do the Jones fight. He might end up doing the Jones fight if Aspinall does beat Gon, but and that fight's gonna hurt Dana's pockets. Like that's gonna hurt Dana's pockets. Because if Aspinall doesn't clear that up, if he doesn't clear it up, and Gon's lineal champion again, right? It almost like destroys not destroy it destroys all hype in the heavyweight division. All the hype in the heavyweight division is killed, right? Or at least it's all on the back of Josh Hokett. At least the entirety of the hype of the heavyweight division will be on Josh Hokett's shoulders, or Pereira's shoulders, right? Whoever comes out of the Hokett and Pereira fight as a winner, right? The sake of the division is going to be on whoever wins that fight, which is it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Josh Hokett is the savior of the heavyweight division, whether you like him or not. He potentially is going to be the savior for the heavyweight division. Yeah, it puts Dana in a very tough situation with the heavyweight division. That he's gonna need to pay Aspinall for at least the Ciryl Gane fight. And if he wins the Ciryl Gane fight, if he wins the Ciryl Gane fight, you need to make your money's worth with this John Jones and Tom Aspinall fight, because it's gonna be a big fight. It is gonna be a big fight. If he beats Ciryl Gane, it's still gonna be potentially the biggest fight in heavyweight history, right? It won't be as big as it was maybe a year or two ago, right? But it's the name of John Jones' story, right? Or at least the recent years, right? He's been making fights way past when they should have been made. But the problem with this one is that he's the older one. He's the one that's getting older, and Aspinall is getting older technically, but he's a lot younger. He's a lot younger than Jones, so he can afford to get older. he can technically afford to get older, and especially because the heavier weight classes, right? They don't necessarily mean that once you get old, you're done. It's not like that, like where the lower weight classes, right? Like if you're older, right, then you're a lot slower, right? In terms of heavyweight, like you still have the power. Like you're still gonna be straight. You're still gonna be straight if you have power at least for heavyweight. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The heavyweight division is gonna be in a very interesting place these next couple of months, right? And we're all gonna be we're all gonna end up being seated for this. We're all gonna be seated for the heavyweight division. Gonna get my other title ready. Whoa. Gonna get my other title ready for the Dodger stream. Ooh. Oh, what? Bro, Iran, like the last like 10 to 15 minutes have had 2 goals called back for offside. That's depressing. Oh, this one was way offside. The other one was kind of like by a hair. This one was like, yeah, he had like 4 bodies. Like he was like 4 bodies ahead of the next defender. He was like 4 bodies ahead of that dude, bro. Like hell no, yeah, that was hell outside. A very, very unfortunate position for Dana White and the heavyweight division, right? But I mean, but if Dana can make the fights, right? Josh Hogan, Alex Pereira, right? That's gonna be box office, right? I heard Cyril Gahn wants to do Paris or he's been calling for Paris in September, right? If they're able to give him Paris in September, Aspinall's ready. He's already ready to go, right? He's been cleared. He's ready to go. It's just the management issues with Aspinall, but at this point he's healthy enough to fight. It's just management. They're able to make that fight in Paris, and they're able to put a Sean Strickland and Nasruddin Imavov co-main event. That's kind of nutty. That's a little nutty. It's a little nutty, right? It's a little nutty. Nasruddin Imavov, the number 1 contender in the middleweight division right now. French. More importantly, he's French, right? If they can do both of those fights for that Paris card, right? And there's a lot of French fighters that you could even put on that motherfucker, right? Like you get a Manon Ferrer, you can get a Manon Ferrer fight. Lord is thunder in this motherfucker. You get a Manon Ferrer fight on that. You get Perez Ziam. Who's another motherfucker you put? Saint Denis, Benoit Saint Denis, right? You can get him on that card. You get him on that card, right? Box office, right? A box office is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. You know what would be epic? If like I'm in stream right now. I'm in stream, and it's raining pretty heavy right now. It's raining a little heavy. If like my power just went out. If my power went out, bro, that'd be a clip. That would be an all-time clip. That'd be an all-time clip. That'd be an all-time. That'd be up there with the first. That'd be up there with my first stream. That'd be an all-time clip. Right? So that's gonna be that's the ideal timeline for heavyweight, right? That's the ideal timeline for heavyweight. I mean, it has potential to be cinema. It has potential to be cinema, but it also has potential to be a absolute shit show, right? It's just whether Dana wants to make it a shit show or cinema, right? It's just whether or not. It's just whether or not at this point. Anyway, right. We're gonna go to the third fight up, right? There's only 2 more fights since we already covered the co-main event, right? We're gonna go to the third fight up. Good. What's going on right here? What's going on with my backup phone? Yeah, third fight up. Sean O'Malley, he got the job done with Ayman Zahabi, right? Who is it? Who was it? It was the guy that was with Gaethje, right? It wasn't him, but what was his name? What was his name? Because he had a little bit of he had a little bit of a recognizable name. Um, but he was talking about how but he was talking about last stream how Ayman Zahabi has like some of the best coaches in MMA right now. That he's on a roll, right? He's on a roll. His striking looks good, right? But the one thing that I did say about that fight, if you're gonna get it, if you're gonna get into a if you're gonna get into a kicking match with Sean O'Malley, you're setting yourself up to lose. If you're just gonna trade kicks with Sean O'Malley, you're setting yourself up to lose, right? We said that last stream. We called that last stream. We said that, as well as we called the first three fights like to a T, to an absolute T. We called the first three fights. If you're gonna get into a leg kicking battle with Sean O'Malley, you just pack it up, buddy. Just pack it up. Just pack it up. Because people tend to think that, oh, Sean O'Malley got TKO'd by Marlon Vera because he leg kicked him, right? Okay, right? But he kicked a nerve, right? You know how fucking hard it is to kick a nerve? Like, he got lucky, right? That was the epitome of getting lucky in MMA. Marlon Vera and Sean O'Malley. That was the epitome. But the reality of it is Sean O'Malley has some of the best leg kicks and some of the best leg kick defense in the in the UFC, but in bantamweight in general, right? He has some of the best leg kick defense in bantamweight. He gives some of the best leg kicks. I don't know why he wasn't throwing any leg kicks, right? Because he has some of the best leg kicks in the game also. I don't know why he wasn't throwing any of them, but ooh, you saw that motherfucker flash in the back. Oh shit. Yeah, no, we were heavily talking about how you can't get into it just trading kicks with O'Malley, right? That's just too it's put him too comfortable. It's the ideal striking fight that O'Malley wants, right? He doesn't want to box. He doesn't necessarily want to box like in the pocket with you. He doesn't want to necessarily do that, right? If you want to trade kicks and just stay on the outside and just trade kicks, he's gonna pick you the fuck. He's gonna pick you apart, right? Like, because nobody in the division is as long as Sean O'Malley. So if you're gonna just try to like pick like leg kicks with him, like you're gonna get picked apart, right? You're gonna get picked apart, buddy. Like it is what it is, buddy. It is what it is. He got his ass kicked, right? TKO'd, right? Sean O'Malley, right? What's next up for him, right? He waits. He waits. That's literally it, right? Exactly what's about to happen, right? We talked about everything pretty much last stream. Exactly. We're already in stage one of this plan, right? We're already in stage one of this plan, right? He's gonna wait for a title shot at this point. Because who else does he need to fight? Who else does he need to fight? Nobody, right? He doesn't need to fight anybody he already has two. He's already on a 2-fight win streak, right? And for somebody who puts as many eyes on the sport as Sean O'Malley, right? For somebody who has as big of a name as Sean O'Malley, right? You just need two. You really only need two if you're somebody like Sean O'Malley. Two is all you need. So I do think O'Malley is going to wait for Peter Yan and Merab, right? I'm thinking they're going to make that fight sometime in the later of this year, right? But that's just stage one. That's just stage one. Because they're going to do that fight. Merab and Peter, they're going to do that fight with each other, right? Whoever wins, right? But whoever wins the belt in that fight, they're on a clock. They're going to be on a clock. You have 2 months. You have 2 months after that title fight. They're going to do the same thing that they did with Aljamain Sterling. They're going to do the same thing they did with Aljamain Sterling as they did with as they're going to do with either Merab or Peter. They're going to rush him back. They're going to rush him back after the title fight. And Sean's going to get a pretty favorable fight, right? He's going to get they're going to have a war, most likely, Merab and Peter, right? 2 months after a war, I like O'Malley. It favors O'Malley a little bit more, right? It favors O'Malley a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like Peter, right? Peter, like that was a close fight. Him and Peter. It was a close fight, right? It was very close. A lot closer than people think. It does help out O'Malley for a Peter rematch, right? And Merab, 2 months after a fucking fight for Merab already cuts a lot of weight too. So that weight cut is a bitch for Merab. A little bit of a bitch for Merab. He has to go through that weight cut again, like 2 months after winning back his belt. He has to go through that weight cut again after 2 months. No, Sonny Bun. No, Sonny Bun. And then you're probably thinking like, oh, well, I mean, like if I'm Merab or if I'm Peter in that scenario, right? I'm just gonna decline the fight, right? Okay, interim. All right, interim. That was the plan all along. We saw what Hunter Campbell told in that meeting with Aljamain, right? Like if you don't accept this fight, we'll just have to do an interim. Right? I'm pretty sure the loser of that fight, maybe the division keeps going, right? And I'm a little slow on the bantamweight contenders right now. Actually, I'm a little slow on the bantamweight contenders. Hold up. Actually, hold up. Like I'm more than sure that Umar would love to do an interim title fight with O'Malley. I'm sure he'd love to do an interim title fight with O'Malley. I'm just so sure he'd love to do something like that. Right. So O'Malley got it done right. The clock has officially started for Merab and Peter. Right? Ice up. All I gotta say is ice up. And if you're Merab, I'd hit up your boy Aljamain and get some perspective on this, right? I'd hit up your boy Aljamain, get some perspective on it because he's really the only person. He just did it to that guy like 2 years ago. That's looking like the plan for bantamweight. Ultimately, it's looking like the plan for bantamweight. Now, finally, the main event. Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. As we're about, I'm thinking like 3 or 8 minutes from the first pitch of the Dodgers and the Rays, right? We have Ilia and Gaethje, right? This might go down as probably the biggest humblings. This is up there with McGregor losing to Nate Diaz, right? This is up there with McGregor losing to Nate Diaz type of humbling, right? That's the type of humbling this was, right? One of the greatest humblings I've ever seen in my life. You talk about somebody getting humbled. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure now. I'm pretty sure now. Ilya Taporia isn't gonna be exactly throwing parties the night before his fights and celebrating his win already, right? I'm pretty sure the days of that are now long gone, right? As we're looking at the managers shake hands for the Rays and Dave Roberts. The Tampa Bay Rays manager is a little bit of a chudster, And it's actually looking to. Oh shit. Okay. All right. I kind of have to change the. Changing the title. Changing the title. Changing the title. Changing the title. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Change. Am changing the title. Am changing the title. Give me a sec. 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 We already had it pre-made. Already had it pre-made. This type of shit we on now. This is the type of shit we're on now. We already have shit pre-made and shit. This type of shit we on now. Yeah. So what's next for Gaethje, right? What's next for Gaethje? I mean, we had our man's last stream talking a lot about Gaethje, right? He was in Gaethje camp, right? He's been in Gaethje camp before, right? He's seen Gaethje up close, right? Seen Trevor Whitman work, right? But we've also heard a lot of talk within that gym, that Gaethje is looking at retirement. And he's looking at retirement, right? And if he's looking at retirement, right, then, I mean, Armin, Hoofy, interim title fight. Easy, right? Coughing Baby would have made that. Shit. Easiest title fight in human history. If he were to retire, the easiest title fight in human history. However, as we're now looking at the Tampa Bay Rays lineup, and I think Yandy Diaz is already going to the plate for the Tampa Bay. Yandy Diaz is on the plate for the Tampa Bay Rays already. All right, okay. We'll finish this up, right? So Gaethje, right? Gaethje said that he's gonna leave it up in the air, right? If he's gonna retire, right? I mean, if he wins, right? If he wins and if he won the way that he did, right? That was ultimately what was gonna happen, right? Because like that's the stubbornness of athletes, right? Like we always think that we have one more in us, right? We always think we have one more in us. It's the toxicity of being an athlete, being a world-class athlete, at least. As the first pitch of Eric Lauer is a strike to start the Rays and the Dodgers. Rays and Dodgers has officially started, folks. Tampa Bay Rays and Dodgers. Whoa. I'm going to step back once I'm done talking about the Gaethje fights. As Yandy Diaz, the second pitch flies out to right field. First out for the LA Dodgers. So Gaethje winning the belt, right? People are obviously going to call for Gaethje's head, right? People are obviously calling for Gaethje's head, right? So we saw Patty call for Gaethje, right? I don't know what type of mental illness Patty has, right? I don't know if he realizes who he fought in his last fight, right? I don't know if he realizes that. Typically, you don't get rematches. Hold on. Let me say it closer to the camera, right? I mean, closer to the mic. Let me say it closer to the mic. You don't get rematches for interim title fights, buddy. It's not how this shit works. That's just not how this shit works, right? Unfortunately, that's the truth, right? You barely even get an instant rematch if you have the belt, the lineal belt, right? You barely even get, like, if you just won that motherfucker, right? You're more likely not getting a rematch. You're more likely not getting a rematch. You're more than likely gonna need to fight somebody else to get back, right? Yeah, I don't know what Patty was smoking, right? Jonathan Aranda is battling. It just fouled off of just now he's fouling off balls, right? 2-1, but now he's fouling shit off now. Jonathan Aranda. Jonathan Aranda has been cold this year. I like what Aranda's been doing. Um, so Patty's a dumbass, right? Patty's a dumbass, right? But fighters, right? Fighters, right? Typically are dumb, right? It's just nature, right? It's just nature, right? It's just what CTE be doing to us, right? Pause. Not really. Resume. Jonathan Aranda gets a swinging strike, first K for Eric Lauer on the day. We see Armin calling for Gaethje's head too, right? Armin makes sense, right? Unfortunately, Armin does make sense, right? He makes a little bit of sense, right? As much of a worm he is, Armin's a little worm. Pasta, good lord, Junior Caminero swung at bullshit. Good lord. Armin does have a case, right? Armin does have a case, right? However, I do think that if a contract to fight Armin Tsarukyan were to be given to Justin Gaethje, I think Gaethje would just be like, why? Why? Like what for? Like what for? Like I don't need to fight this guy. I really don't need to fight this guy. Like I just retire. I think he retires before the idea of Armin Tsarukyan crosses Justin Gaethje's mind. However, there's been a new alternative, right? I thought of another one. Well, I'll get to in a second, right? But there's been a new alternative, right? That to me is like the prime candidate. That should be the prime candidate for Justin Gaethje's first and maybe final fights, or first title defense and maybe final fights. Junior Caminero gets a nice hit to right field. Nice hit to right field. That is a double for Junior Caminero. Junior Caminero kind of nice. He's kind of nice. He a little nice. He a little nice. I give him that. He a little nice. So now that brings us to the guy that I'm talking about, right? The guy I'm talking about as Vilade. The first pitch to Vilade is a fucking bomb to left field. 2-run home run for Ryan Vilade in the first inning against Eric Lauer, as we're about to mention Charles Oliveira's name. We're about to get to Charles Oliveira. Ryan Vilade, heavy homers, scores in Junior Caminero off of seconds. Let's see that pitch again. Fucking right in the middle. He threw that beanbag right in the fucking middle. God bless Eric. Ben Williamson up on the plate. Ben Williamson up at the plate right now. But yeah, just said it. Just said his name. Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is calling out Justin Gaethje. He's calling out Justin Gaethje. Now, the thing about Charles Oliveira, right? He fought in March. He just fought in March. And I don't know if you saw that fight in March, right? It was kind of boring. It was very boring, right? It was very disappointing coming out of Charles Oliveira, right? It's very disappointing, right? But he got the dub. And he won the BMF championship belt in that fight. He won the BMF championship belt in March against Max Holloway, who won the BMF championship belt from Gaethje. So Charles Oliveira calls out Justin Gaethje. He has a BMF belt as Ben Williamson's next The next pitch to Ben Williamson is a fly out to center field. We are going into the bottom of the first inning. We're going to the bottom of the first inning where we will have the Dodgers lineup coming up and Shohei Ohtani coming up. So Charles Oliveira has a BMF belt. He's coming off of a win as well. So it's not like we're just doing it's not like Patty who's coming off of a loss, right? It's not like Ilya who's calling for a rematch while in the hospital, right? You should never, by the way, never call for a rematch while you're in the hospital. That should just be a rule. That should just be an unwritten rule. You're not allowed to call for rematches if you're stuck in the hospital. At least instant rematches. You can't call for instant rematches when you've been in the hospital, right? You virtually cannot, right? There's only been like a handful of situations where that's been okay. That's been like, all right, like we'll wait for this again, right? But I'm not waiting for this again. I don't want to wait for this shit. I don't want to wait to see the Ilya Topuria and Justin Gaethje rematch. Fuck that. Fuck that. No, let's see Gaethje fight somebody. I'd rather see Gaethje avenge his loss to Charles Oliveira, right? And because here's another thing too. Not only does Charles Oliveira have the BMF belt, Charles Oliveira is the only guy to ever defeat Justin Gaethje in the first round. Nobody has beaten Justin Gaethje in the first round, right? Gaethje's been knocked out. He's been subbed, right? But he's never been finished in the first round, right? I mean, he's only been finished in the first round once. I said never, right? He's only been finished in the first round once, and it was to Charles Oliveira. Shohei Ohtani's on the plate. Shohei Ohtani's on the plate, ladies and gentlemen. Shohei Ohtani's on the plate. As they're showing the Dodgers lineup right here. This dude Andy Pages is having like just like the most random season ever. First pitch to Ohtani is fouled off. Fouled off the first pitch to Shohei Ohtani. So Oliveira has a couple of things that Gaethje wants. He has a couple of things that Gaethje just might want. And it's also a loss for Gaethje to avenge, right? And if you know something about Justin Gaethje, Gaethje does have a thing for trying to avenge losses. He likes avenging losses. He loves that shit. So Gaethje and Oliveira that's just an obvious move. Next pitch to Ohtani is a fly out to right field. Fly out to right field. Andy Pages now on the mound. Now on the plate. Andy Pages now on the plate. There's one more guy that could be an alternate for Justin Gaethje to fight, right? And if he were to fight this dude next, that's a perfect way to retire. That would be a perfect way to retire. It would be. We're gonna get to it in the middle. We're going to get to that last final option with the conclusion of the first inning. Andy Pages on a 2-0 count to Nick Martinez. Third pitch, another foul or a foul ball. Another foul. I need to get a towel for this, right? We kind of talk too much. We're kind of talking a lot about the MMA, right? Or the graphic designer that showed up to stream and kind of messed with my train of thought a little bit. The graphic designer that showed up to stream messed up my train of thought a little bit. But as Pajes grounds out the next pitch, grounds out to first. Two outs, and Freddie Freeman up on the plate. Freddie Freeman up to the plate. Yeah, I would say after this first inning, we're gonna get to baseball content. We're gonna get to the baseball shit, right? I've been wanting to talk about baseball for a couple of days already. But there's just been again so much going on. Like Team USA opening up on Friday, the New York Knicks winning the whole shit on Saturday, and then yesterday's UFC White House card, which was just the fucking cherry on top for this weekend. 1-1 count for Freddie Freeman. 1-1 count for Freddie Freeman. Uno count for Freddie Freeman. He fouls off the next pitch. Freddie Freeman. Woo! Shit. Let me see some. Okay. You can as they pop and forget it. Freddie Freeman fouls off the next pitch. 2-1 count still. Nick Martinez already at 11 pitches. I'm saying that like it's a bad thing. Like Eric Lauer just didn't get cut the fuck up in the top of the first. Freeman fouls off the next pitch. Freeman battling out with Nick Martinez. 1-2 pitch. And Freeman flies out to left field. Freddie Freeman flies out to left field. End of the first inning. 2-0 Tampa Bay Rays. We're not a Tampa Bay Rays fan, but we're LARPing. We're LARPing a little bit. It's a Dodgers hate watch, right? It's a Dodgers hate watch, if anything. If anything, this is a Dodgers hate watch. Love to see it. It's a Dodgers hate watch. But I like totally forgot how I was gonna. Damn, I didn't think about it. I totally didn't think about it until right now. I don't have a picture for do I just go I think I'm gonna just change it to the black SUVs. I'm gonna change it to the black SUVs. All right, we said we're gonna get into the final person that Justin Gaethje can potentially fight, in a final fight or in his next fight, right? So, he's fighting next month, right? He's fighting next month for the first time in a couple years, right? One of the biggest names in the sport, right? What if McGregor wins? What if Conor McGregor wins? What if Conor McGregor beats Max Holloway next month? What if he does it, right? As if he beats Max Holloway, who's not to say that they can just do they can't do Gaethje and McGregor. Who's fuck? That was a horrible stutter. Fuck. No, but who's not to say that we can't do McGregor and Gaethje next, right? It's never happened. Gaethje's never fought McGregor. Gaethje has never fought McGregor, right? McGregor, all he really needs is one win, and you can just excuse him, just push him to the title, right? It's understandable. First pitch in the second inning for Eric Lauer is a high-ass ball. High-ass ball. Swinging strike for Austin Slater. Stringing slight at a streak. Hold up. All right, hold up. I'm gonna mute for a second. All right. My bad. Slater with the hit to center field gets on a single for Austin Slater. Single for Austin Slater. Now I'm mixing the pitcher and the batter's names. Oh shit! And apparently also in baseball, going on in baseball, Pete Crow Armstrong having an abysmal season, having an absolute abortion of a season for Pete Crow Armstrong. I'm saying that considering that Pete Crow is supposed to be the face of the franchise for the Cubs, right? Ball for Cedric Mullins. And a strike. 1-1 to Cedric Mullins. An absolute abortion of a season that Pete Crow Armstrong is having so far. Hits for the cycle tonight. He hits for the cycle tonight. Pete Crow Armstrong hitting for the cycle tonight. That's kind of sick. Kind of sick. Can't lie. Kind of sick. Kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie, this was horrible preparation. Horrible preparation on my part. I did not have a picture ready for the Dodgers and Rays game. I did not have a picture ready for it. I did not have a picture ready whatsoever for it. Whatsoever. Cleaning my car in the rain. As Cedric Mullins gets walked. Cedric Mullins gets walked 2 on now for the Tampa Bay Rays. A runner on second and first. Austin Slater on second. Cedric Mullins on first. A nice bunt from Fortes. Advances both runners, but gets out. Quality bunt out of Fortes. Quality first pitch bunt out of Fortes. Gets the first, is an out. However, does advance the base runners quite easily. Where Tampa Bay is 1 Austin Wells pop out from a score right now. 1 Austin Wells. Austin Walls. Yo, am I brain fried? Yo, let's see, bro. I be saying it, bro. The seat, bro. It's working overtime. It's working overtime tonight. It's working overtime tonight. Oh wait, no. I would call it what would I call it? What would I call it? Because I would drink energy drinks on stream. I drink energy brain fried. Yeah, no, I'm just brain fried. Nope, brain fried. That's it. No, brain fried. It's not that other thing. That other c word. Yeah, whatever that c word is. It's not that. It's just brain fried. Brain fried. Bunt from Taylor Wells. Bunt from Taylor Wells gets the outs. However, does score a runner for the Rays. Does score the runner for the Rays. Cedric Mullins does advance to third. Another run is scored from the Tampa Bay Rays, 3-0. The Rays are kind of putting it on the Dodgers a little bit. Kind of putting it on the Dodgers a little bit. I don't know. It's a pretty good start for Tampa Bay. Pretty good start for Tampa Bay. I can't lie. Yandy Diaz, top of the order, back up. Yandy Diaz, top of the order, back up. Bro, that's horrible. I did not have a picture ready for today. Curveball strike for Eric Lar. Bro, I did not have shit ready for today. I did not have shit ready for the second half of the stream. You know what? Let's see if I get something. Let's see if I get something from Let's see if I cook. Let's see if I cook here. Let's see if I can cook here. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let's see if I can cook up some. Oh my goodness, the Shaquille O'Neal meme is hilarious. Oh, that's hella racist. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. Full count for Yandy Diaz, and it does gets the third out, grounds out to shortstop, grounds out to Mookie Betts. Stops the bleeding for now. 3-0 Tampa Bay with Mookie Betts coming up. Mookie Betts also, we want to talk about abortions of a season, right? We talk about Pete Crow, right? We can also talk about Mookie. Just a little bit, right? A little bit. Mookie not really having the best season himself. He's not really having one of the best seasons. Fuck. There's a funny ass meme, but it's a Trevor Bauer meme. And we kind of respect Trevor Bauer here, bro. We kind of respect Trevor Bauer here. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? 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 I'll use this oh shit. I'll use this actually. Oh no! Wait, okay, that didn't do anything, right? Oh, okay. I thought I just fucked it up right now. I thought I just fucked it up. All right. There we go. Geyser, 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 geyser. They doing promo about Eric Lauer and Nick Martinez butt butting in the Japanese leagues and shit. Love to see the brotherhood. Nick Martinez back up on the mound. Nick Martinez with a first pitch ball to start the second inning. By the way, that was the conclusion of the MMA coverage, right? It's the conclusion of the MMA coverage, right? It was really just as Mookie Betts with the line drive to left field. He's looking to get two. He gets two. Mookie Betts with a double. As we were shit talking about Mookie, he gets himself a nice little hit. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm looking at what I'm looking at. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow or I'm gonna miss a day this week, either Tuesday or Thursday. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow or if it's gonna be Thursday. I haven't really 100% decided yet. It's kind of shitty because like tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow's coming up and shit. Muncie on the plate. I do not like the Dodgers as Max Muncy. Ooh, he gets on with an error. Is that an error? That looked like an error by Jonathan Aranda. Yeah, no, that's an error. That's a bit of an error from Jonathan Aranda. And Max Muncy is able to get on first. He's able to get on first. Unfortunately, Mookie just didn't read the room. Mookie wasn't exactly reading the room. I don't know if he was on TikTok at second base, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck Mookie was doing at second. I don't know why he didn't advance. Mookie was playing TikTok at second. Kyle Tucker now on the plate. Kyle Tucker, the biggest asshole on the Dodgers. Biggest asshole on the Dodgers. As Nick Martinez was trying to pick off, was looking like he was trying to pick off Betts. Interesting tactic, picking off second base. And that is a ball. That is a ball to Kyle Tucker. 2-0 count to Kyle Tucker. 2-0 count to Kyle Tucker. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow, but like the thing is that like I would love to, and I'd love to cover the Astros game somehow. I'd love to somehow be able to cover the Astros game tomorrow because it's a very big game for the Astros tomorrow because of we're having we're getting Hunter Brown back finally. The Astros are going to get Hunter Brown back, but it's also I think this is also the first game that we're playing against Framber Valdez. It's the first game we're playing against Framber since he left us, right? He left us for more money, right? I mean, more money. I mean, shit. Do you want to stay? You want to stay with us, Brokey? Stop. Fucking beautiful swing and a miss from Kyle Tucker. 2-2 count. 2-2 count for Kyle Tucker. We got a 2-2 for Kyle. Kyle fouls the next pitch off. Still 2-2. I mean, I guess it's the same reason. What the fuck's his name? Kyle Tucker left us also, but then Kyle Tucker when he went to the Cubs, and then now he's with the Dodgers. We're kind of like they're kind of for everybody now. You're kind of for everybody. So all right. Nick Martinez is they just showed it right now. He's third for ERA. He's third for ERA in the AL. Spencer Arrighetti, bro. Spencer. Spencer. Spencer's been having a bad. Spencer Arrighetti's been having a two bad outs recently. Eighth pitch of the at bat for Kyle Tucker. Full count now for Kyle Tucker. Swings at it. And it's gone. And just like that, Kyle Tucker just tied the game up. Fuck this guy. Like, for real, fuck this guy. But Kyle Tucker ties the game up at 3 apiece with a home run to right field. Kyle Tucker scores in Mookie Betts and Max Muncy. 3-3. Kyle Tucker has a 3-run shot. And this is also right when they were showing the ERA leaders for the AL. So it was a typical announcer jinx. Typical announcer jinx as Ryan Ward swings and a miss at the first pitch of his at-bat. Typical announcer jinx, right? Shows the ERA, right? And now the ERA balloons a little bit in one swing of a bat. Balloons just a little bit. He was third. The two people ahead of him were it's Davis Martin from the White Sox. And another homer. Is that a homer? Did that circle? Is that gone? Is that gone? No. Ryan Ward hits the very next pitch. It's a line drive, and it looked like it was a homer. And it is not a homer, actually. Just outside of the yellow pole in Dodger Stadium, Ryan Ward is denied a homer. That's rough. It was quick too. It was very quick. Very quick line drive. And the next pitch is a fly out to left field. He almost homered that shit, though. He almost homered that shit. He was about a foot away from it. Like, it literally bounced off of the yellow pole, but on the outside. Almost went. Dalton Rushing now on the plate. Dalton Rushing flies out to center field. That is the second out of the inning. Dalton Rushing flies out to center field on the very first pitch. 2 outs for the Dodgers. 2 very quick outs for the Dodgers after that 3-1 shot to Kyle Tucker. Alex Freeland on the plate. Alex Freeland on the plate now for the Dodgers. Alex Freeland, decent season. For the bottom of the order, at least a decent season for the bottom of the order. 1-1 count for Alex. 1-1 count for Alex. I want to know what's been going on with the White Sox. I wonder what's been going on with the White Sox. Because I mean, we all kind of expected them to be kind of like shit. We kind of expected them to be shit this year, and they started out the season not shit. It's a little weird, a little bit weird. Nick Martinez now has a 3-1 count with Alex Freeland. Yeah, the White Sox though, just out of nowhere, just good this year. And Davis Martin's a dog. Davis Martin's a dog. He's a little bit of a dog, right? A little bit of a dog. I like what we've been seeing out of Davis Martin to start this year. I think what at this point Davis Martin has 3 WAR already. He already has like over 3 WAR for Davis Martin, right? Over 3 WAR as a pitcher for at this point of the season, right? It's pretty impressive, right? And then you look at Christopher Sanchez. And you're like, oh shit. That's what WAR looks like, right? And Alex Freeland strikes out to end the inning. 3 up going into the 3rd inning. Pause. Hold up. There's a lot of threes. Right there. A lot of threes, right? No, angel numbers. We talking angel numbers. We're not talking nothing too crazy. None too crazy. None like that. I got a couple fries right here that I'm eating. Got a couple fries right here to snack on. Right here during stream, right? I'm not completely eating a whole meal per usual. Not eating a complete full meal. Bro, but that profile pic though. I mean, that profile pic. That what was it? That whoa. That profile pic. Look, all respect to Trevor Bauer. Because the stream photo for today is kind of fire. It's kind of a fire meme, right? All respect to Trevor Bauer, though. I am a Trevor Bauer fan, a little bit of a Trevor Bauer fan, right? I might be a subscriber. I might be a sub, but yeah. I mean, hopefully somebody just lets him. I'm hoping somebody has to sign Trevor Bauer just to get it over with. Just get it over with. Right? He gets blown up, right? If he gets blown up, everybody would love to see him getting blown up. Right? Maybe not the organization, give or take, but it solved a problem. It answered the question that, oh, like, is he still got it? Even though maybe not, most likely not, but we don't know. Officially. Jonathan Aranda now on the plates. Swing and a miss for Jonathan Aranda. I was a little late, so we are at a 1-2 count for Jonathan Aranda at this point. Jonathan Aranda had the error last inning. He did have an error last inning that kind of helped the rally for the Dodgers as he gets hit by a pitch and gets to take the first base. Eric Lauer hits Jonathan Aranda with the pitch. Yeah, walks. Instantly sets him to first base. We're gonna have Junior Caminero now coming up. Junior coming up. Junior homered in his last at bat. Let's see if Junior has more pop. Oh no, he doubled. He doubled and then Valade homered. Valade was the guy that homered. He doubled though. He doubled. Doubled on his first time around. Caminero challenging. Doesn't seem like he won that. The Rays challenged. And Caminero swings at the next pitch, grounds out to third for the first out of the inning for my Tampa Bay Rays for tonight. I really need to specify. Like, this isn't like this really is like this is like it's this. Like, right, it's this. Right, it's this. We're just LARPing. We're just LARPing for today, right? We're just Dodgers. The Dodgers hate watch, right? The Dodgers hate watch. The Dodgers hate watch. First pitch to Valade is a ball. First pitch to Valade is a ball. Ryan Valade homered in his first time around. 2-run shot, Ryan Valade in the first inning. 2-0 count. 2-0 count now. 2 balls, no outs. I guess I can already look at it right now. If what's gonna be the plan for tomorrow. I mean, ideally they would televise the Astro. No, they won't. No, they won't. Oh, but we get to see the Padres and Cards play tomorrow also. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And Valade, next pitch to Valade is a flyout to right field. Caminero is at second. Caminero able to make it to seconds. Man, they're doing a game break. Oh my goodness. I love to rant on this shit, man. So, like, what's going on with the A's? What's going on with the A's right now, right? Are they doing like a world tour, right? They're doing a world tour, right? They don't have a city that they can call home, right? Are they going to do a world tour now? Ben Williamson now on the plate for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Athletics are just doing a world tour. They're doing a world tour. They homie hopping stadiums. Ben Williamson gets a hit. And Jonathan Aranda was trying to score from first. I don't know if Jonathan Aranda realizes that he's a chud. I don't know if he realized that he's a chud. And chuds don't normally score first. Chuds don't normally score from second on a single. That normally doesn't happen. That's normally not the case. That's also interesting idea to hit, right? He gets the hit, obvious hit. Oh, I guess because he was going home, so that's why you make the play at home. That's why you make the play at home. Yeah, a little bit off the baseball. A little bit off the baseball. It's like. I still want to make it a huge point. To do in baseball content. Still want to make it a point, since the fact that my most successful stream that I've had so far was a baseball stream. It was the USA World Baseball Classic final, right? That had over 150 viewers at one point. Viewers at one point. It was this magic moment. Pretty sick. I like doing this baseball coverage. I love doing this baseball coverage. We got old ass Dave Roberts. Old ass Dave Roberts on the mic now. They got him on a headset. Dave Roberts, old ass. TB. Bro, but every time I pick up my hat, it's something crazy, bro. Something crazy happens, bro. Something crazy happens every time I pick this shit up. Nah, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm an Astros fan. This is the only Tampa Bay Rays hat that I own. Only one that I own. It's probably one of my more favorite hats. Right? It's between that one and there's two. I got a couple good hats. Right? Like I got like this Pirates hat, pretty dope. Oh shit! Pirates hat, pretty dope. First pitch to Ohtani is a ball. Second pitch to Ohtani is a swinging strike. Cutter inside. A juicy looking cutter inside, might I add. Nick Martinez paints the corners. However, Ohtani fouls it off. 1-2. 1-2 count for Ohtani. Nick Martinez trying to paint corners. Who you think you is? You Picasso something? Nick Martinez with the ball higher than Jeff Hardy. Nick Martinez with a ball higher than Justin Gaethje himself. And Justin Gaethje, he be getting pretty high. 1-2 pitch to Ohtani is a grounder to third. On the Ohtani 1-2 counts. They're showing a replay of this Jonathan Aranda. They're showing his replay of Jonathan Aranda. It was kind of a dumbass move. I can't lie. It was kind of a dumbass move from Jonathan Aranda. For him to go home right there. It's kind of crazy. Pages. Next pitch to Pages is a looking strike. Corner pocket, looking strike. Pages fouls off the next pitch. 1-2 count to Pages. 1-2 count to Andy Pages. Pretty good stamina going on. Pretty good stamina so far. If I were to stream tomorrow, it would more than likely, it would probably be a pretty long stream. I can't lie. But I am looking to go back to training tomorrow. I did mention it. I mentioned it last week or this past week, and also that I took a little bit of a week off. So actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna be streaming tomorrow. Actually, because of that. Because I will probably be like in pain. I'll probably be suffering like all types of shit. 2-2 count for Pages. Pages has been battling in this at bat. Been battling with Nick Martinez this at bat. 2-2 pitch to Pages. Fouled off also. Still battling Andy Pages. Still battling. Still battling Andy Pages. And a nasty strikeout pitch in the very, very bottom of the zone from Nick Martinez. Gets Andy Pages the fuck on out of there. I forgot. Yeah, I was gonna move myself back a little bit so I can show the Rays to you a little bit more. Oh wait, I moved myself back, but I'm gonna need a. I'll probably do need to lower the volume on the fan a little bit, just a tad bit. Just a tad-ish. Freddie Freeman, first pitch to Freddie Freeman is foul, or second pitch to Freddie Freeman is fouled off. 0-2 count to Freddie Freeman. 0-2 count for Freddie. And another foul pitch to Freddie Freeman. Back to back foul balls to start the at bat for Freddie Freeman. And Freeman might get on, and Freeman is out. Freeman grounds out to second base. Freeman grounds out to second base. 3-3 still. 3-3 still. Going into the fourth inning. 3-3 going into the fourth inning. The Cubs and Rockies are still playing. Pete Crow got the arm strong. Hell yeah. No, Pete Crow got the cycle like 30 minutes ago, man. Pete Crow, bro, this dude Pete Crow hits a cycle and then sack flies the next at bat. Like, he's just a man cycle right there for Pete Crow. A man cycle for Pete Crow. A man-like cycle for Pete Crow. A sack fly to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna look at this. I'm looking at this Rockies and Cubs game. This dude Pete Crow just hit for the cycle, and they're still losing to the fucking Rockies. Like, of all teams, the Rockies. I mean, the Rockies. I mean, they're not. I mean, pretty obvious they're not the best team in the league, right? But they haven't been having that bad of a season this past year. At least to start the season, it's not been all that bad. It hasn't been all that bad for the Rockies. For a team that still has no future whatsoever, I mean, they've been representing. Bro, they keep showing this shit. They keep showing this Jonathan Aranda. They keep showing Jonathan Aranda trying to score from second base. Like, that was kind of crazy. Oh, shit. Ian Happ got on for the Cubs. Ian Happ gets on for the Cubs. There's two on for the Cubs. No outs, bottom of the ninth. Cubs might be looking to walk it off. Slater fouls off the second pitch. 1-1 count for Slater. And Slater grounds out to shortstop. Mookie gets the first out of the inning. Nice play by Mookie. Nice play out of second base out of Mookie, or out of shortstop out of Mookie. Nice play. Nice. My Astros get their ass kicked by the Tigers. All right. There we go. Yeah. Nico Horner. As Cedric Mullins is on the plate. 2-0 count currently for Cedric Mullins. Nico Horner on the plate for the Cubs. Takes a ball for the first strike, Nico Horner. Second pitch for Mullins is a strike. Third pitch for Mullins is a strike. 1-2 count for Cedric Mullins. 2-0 count. 2-1 count for Cedric Mullins. Good. Yeah. 2-2 count now for Cedric Mullins. As Nico Horner over there on the Cubs is now at a 3-1 count for Nico Horner. Oh, Lord. Foul tip from Cedric Mullins hits the catcher in the face, hits Smith Willie in the face. Hits the GOAT Smith Willie. I fuck with Will Smith. You fuck with Will Smith? I fuck with Will Smith. Full count now for Nico Horner as he's now fouling pitches off. Nico. Same thing for Cedric Mullins. Both guys are battling out. Nico Horner looking for a walk-off. A single ties it. As Mullins swings and a miss for the second out of the inning. Nico Horner, he gets the walk. Bases are loaded for the Chicago Cubs. Bases loaded, no outs. Bottom of the ninth, down by 1. This is the shit that we like to see. Folks. Nick Fortes up on the plate. Nick Fortes on the plate right now. Zach bunted in his last time around. This time, his at-bat lasts longer than the pitch. 1-1 count for Fortes. 1-1 count for Fortes. Pitch to the dirt. 2-1 count. 2-1 count for Fortes. As we are looking at the Cubs. So we are waiting on the Cubs. 3-1 count now for Fortes. 3-1 count now for Fortes. The Cubs with Pedro Ramirez on the plate. Pedro Ramirez on the plate for the Cubs. Bases loaded. Fortes is able to get a walk. 2-out walk. And all right, why the fuck are we showing? Did I need to see this dumbass David Keith homer? No, I didn't. Fucking show a game break for a fucking ninth inning homer. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Taylor Walls fouls off his first pitch of this at bat. 2 outs for Taylor Walls, but a runner on first. And a pitch count violation. Pitch count violation adds a ball. So it's now a 1-1 count thanks to the pitch clock violation from Eric Lauer. Next pitch from Eric Lauer is a fucking nasty ass pitch to the bottom. To the bottom of the strike zone. Nasty ass pitch. As the Rockies do bring in a brand new reliever for Pedro Ramirez. 1-1 count now for Pedro Ramirez with a chance to walk it off for the Cubbies. Do I have my Cubbies hat right here? I got a Cubbies hat here. 2-2 count though for 2-2 count for Taylor Walls. 2-1 count for Pedro Ramirez. I do got a Cubbies hat. I got another Cubbies hat, but it's on the other side. And swing and a miss. Taylor Walls strikes out to close out the Tampa Bay Rays side of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th coming up for the Dodgers. 3-1 count now for Pedro Ramirez. A walk will score a run. A walk will tie the game. A walk will tie the game. With the bases still loaded. A walk will tie the game with the bases still loaded for the Cubs. Pedro Ramirez battling it out. Pedro Ramirez singles. However, Ian Happ doesn't go for the kill. Ian Happ does not go for the kill. Pedro Ramirez singles, ties the game, scores Kurt Suzuki, scores the catcher. I was about to tumble over saying Suzuki again. He does score the catcher. Now that brings Matt Shaw to the plate with a chance to walk it off. 2-0 count to Matt Shaw. A walk will win the game. Walk-off walk. Fouls the pitch on the 2-0 count. 2-1 count now for Matt Shaw. 2-0 count for Matt Shaw. Two-one count for Matt Shaw. The game is tied between the Rockies and the Cubbies. Fuck. I was about to fall off. I already felt it. The 4th pitch is a ball. 3-1 count to Matt Shaw as Mookie Betts has just spawned on the plate. Mookie Betts has just spawned on the plate, takes the first pitch for a strike. Second pitch to Betts is a ball, and Matt Shaw does get the walk. We do end up seeing a walk-off walk in the Chicago Cubs game. A walk-off walk in Wrigley Field. You gotta love when weird shit like that happens in baseball. You have to love when weird shit like that does happen in baseball. A walk-off walk. Walk-off walk for the Chicago Cubs. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Can't lie. Mookie flies out to left field. Mookie flies out to left field after him line driving to left field in the second inning. First out of the inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. First out of the inning. Only two games going on simultaneously. We have the Angels, the D-backs. They're 2-2 going into the bottom of the seventh. 2-2 going into the bottom of the seventh for the Angels and the Diamondbacks. First pitch to Max Muncy is a curveball right down the middle for the first strike. Nick Martinez has retired the last 7 batters. Pretty sick work from my Tampa Bay Rays. LARPing and shit. Muncy swings at the next pitch. 0-2 count. 0-2 count for Max Muncy. Other game going on right now is the Pirates and the Athletics. And swing and a miss as Nick Martinez strikes out Max Muncy on 3. Strikes out Max Muncy on 3 pitches. Pirates at the Oakland. Pirates are at the Athletics during their World Tour. Kyle Tucker with a line drive to right field. Only a single, however. Kyle Tucker with a single off of the line drive to right field. Gets a man on base. Stops the streak that Nick Martinez has had going on. Nick Martinez had retired the last 8 batters in a row until Kyle Tucker with the line drive. Ryan Ward now on the plate. That was me falling. Ryan Ward. First pitch to Ryan Ward. Also a line drive to left field. However, this one is a double. And Kyle Tucker is able to get to third base. Now, Nick Martinez, all of a sudden with 2 outs, now is facing a little trouble with 2 runners in scoring position. Nick Martinez might be cooked. He might indeed be cooked. Nick Martinez is cooked. Cooked. Kevin Cash pulling up to the mound now. Kevin Cash giving Nick Martinez a little bit of a boss call. Giving him that boss talk. Kevin Cash giving Nick Martinez a boss talk. Nick Martinez ultimately still going to stay on the field. Stay on the mound. With Dalton Rushing coming to the plate. Dalton Rushing coming to the plate. Dalton Rushing coming to the plate. First pitch to Rushing is a ball. Good Lord, I've been doing that shit the whole fucking stream. I've been doing that shit the whole stream. God damn. Let's get the words out. Swing and a miss for Dalton Rushing. 1-1 counts for Dalton Rushing. Dalton Rushing flew out the last time around. Shauza, yeah. Next pitch is a ball to Dalton Rushing. Ball to Dalton Rushing. 2-1 count to Dalton Rushing. Anybody see the McGregor and Terrence Crawford war on Twitter today? As Rushing fouls off the next pitch, it is a 2-2 count. Anybody see that war? That was interesting. That was interesting from those two because what was it? Because that was kind of like an idea of a fight already. Terrence Crawford and McGregor, but in MMA. As Rushing fouls off the next pitch. Like they made it was a big deal when when was it? There was a video one time of Crawford back in Nebraska, and he was wrestling his nephew. He was wrestling as Nick Martinez retires Dalton Rushing, ends the fourth inning, still tied 3-3. Left 2 runners in scoring position. Fucked up Dalton Rushing. Nasty work from Nick Martinez. I mean, Nick Martinez is technically one swing of a bat away from having a scoreless outing so far. He's one swing of a bat away from having a pretty flawless game, if you really think about it. This is the way baseball works, though. But it is the way baseball works. But he was one swing of a bat away from having a pretty flawless outing. I like how the Pirates this year haven't really been like horrible. Like we kind of talked about this. When was it? We kind of talked about it like a while ago, right? Like a while ago, like a little bit of a while ago, right? Like pre-comeback, I guess. I guess you could say pre-comeback. But yeah, so the theme of this particular MLB season, the theme of this season so far for MLB has been how shit the AL has been, how shit the American League has been. The American League is washed. The American League is washed, right? It seems like they're a little bit washed, right? Like when teams like the White Sox are so far in this part of the season, like in playoff contention, right? When teams like the White Sox are in playoff contention, like it looks a little scary, right? And I mean the White Sox, they have been playing some pretty good ball, right? They have been playing some pretty good ball. Murakami's he looks excellent, right? Was it the banana ball, the Savannah banana, right? The Savannah banana has been fucking electric, also, right? Just like just a very, very good group of rookies that they have, right? A very elite group of rookies. Drop down and I came up. Drop down and I came up. Drop down and I came up. Yandy Diaz on the mound now. 0-2 count now for Andy Diaz. He's fouled off all 3 of the pitches as he fouls off this next pitch. Still 0-2 count. 3 foul balls for Yandy Diaz. Yandy Diaz currently on a 27 on base streak for Yandy Diaz. Has yet to get on base today, as he takes the next pitch for a walk. This isn't exactly a hitter's count for Yandy Diaz, as The fifth pitch is a strike inside the zone. Yandy Diaz looking a little bit shocked, but yeah, we have ABS challenges nowadays, so yeah, you can't we can't exactly be shocked about calls the umpire makes or doesn't make at this point, at this day and age. The D-backs have taken the lead on the Angels. The D-backs have taken the lead on the Angels thanks to a Pavin Smith home run. Makes it 3-2. D-backs are up against the Angels as Jonathan Aranda, the second pitch Jonathan Aranda sees, goes to left field. He's able to get on for a single. One out, one guy on first. A lot of ones. Speaking of ones, number 13, Junior Caminero on the plate. Junior Caminero on the plate. Curveball for a strike. Curveball, nasty curveball right in the bottom of the zone. Takes it for a strike. Oh, they're calling for it. Oh, that was a ball? Yeah. No, that's a good challenge. A very good challenge from the Dodgers. Very good challenge from the Dodgers. Yeah, that was inside the zone. That was heavily inside the zone. Quality challenge from the Dodgers. Won the challenge, able to get to keep their challenge. As Caminero gets on with a single to left field. Single to left field for Junior Caminero. A runner on first, a runner on second, one out for the Dodgers. Let's go TB. Let's go TBR. Let's go TBR. The Tampa Bay Rays shit. This Tampa Bay Rays shit right here. It's what we do. The type of shit we be doing, right? The type of shit we Tampa Bay Rays be doing. Ryan Valade on the plate. Right now, Ryan Valade on the plate has a homer. Already has homer today. 2-run shot. Homers right now. 3-run shot would really open up the game, right? Would really open up the game right now if he were to hit another homer. As he gets some pretty decent contact, decent contact to center field. However, it is a fly out and no runners are able to advance. No runners able to advance because the two people that are on the base pads are chuds. They're both indeed chuds. Tough. They're both indeed chuds. Both indeed chuds. Ben Williamson, first pitch to Ben Williamson is a nasty strike right down the middle. You know, sometimes in baseball, you got to be a chud. You got to be a chud to be a baller. You kind of have to be a chud to be a baller sometimes in baseball. Ben Williamson grounds out to pitcher. Nice play from Eric Lauer. Gets the outs. Gets the out and shuts down the top of the fifth for the Tampa Bay Rays. Still 3-3. I'm not gonna lie. I was not really thinking about. I kind of knew this was gonna be a late stream. I kind of figured this might have been a late stream. It hadn't exactly clicked to me that this game could actually go into extra innings. If this game goes into extra innings, that is going to be my sleep schedule. My sleep schedule going into tomorrow for training goes out the window. Goes the sleep schedule. And the D-backs are able to put up another run as Perdomo is able to double and score Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte scores the 4th run of the D-backs. Now the D-backs and the Angels are going into the 8th inning with the D-backs up 4-2. Athletics and Pirates still at 6-1. Still at 6-1. You know, I'm looking at my camera right now. Looking at the camera quality right now. How we doing, stream? How are we doing, stream? How are we doing? Hold on. Let me just fix all of that. Let me just fix all of that. All right. Okay. Yeah. We're all right. Okay. Dodgers coming back on the field. And Alex Freeman is on the plate. Alex Freeland on the plate. Hold on, let me fix it. Yeah. No! Mate. All right, okay. We're good. All right, we're good. Freeland, the second pitch to Freeland is a foul ball. 1-1 count. First pitch was a ball. First pitch was a high ball. 1-1 count to Alex Freeland. Ohtani is on deck. Swing and a miss for the third pitch of the at-bat. Alex Freeland is facing a 1-2 count. 1-2 count for Alex Freeland. I'm like blindly covering 3 games at once right now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's switch coverage. Let's switch coverages, right? 2-2 count to Alex Freeland. Fouls the next pitch. As Joe Adell is on the mound. Joe Adell is on the plate against Jonathan Lasagna. The Lasagna Man. Joe Adell on the plate against the Lasagna Man. Lasagna Man having a season, right? He's having a season of his own. And Joe Adell grounds out to second. 2 outs for the Angels. The fuck A's. 2 outs for the Angels. Shohei Ohtani's on the mound. Time to stop covering. Shohei Ohtani's on the mound. You see that today that the first wave of All-Star voting has been released, right? Or the amount of votes has been released for the first wave of voting. And for the first wave, it's Ohtani, of course, is going to be leading, right? So, I mean, you could vote him for DH, you could vote him for pitcher, right? He's having a very good pitching season, so I mean, I would vote him for pitcher. Next pitch to Ohtani is to the dirt, 2-1 count to Shohei Ohtani. But I mean, number two in All-Star voting, right? Number 2 in All-Star voting, you know, it's your boy, It's your boy, right? Your daddy, Jordan, right? Your boy, Jordan, as Otani fouls off. Fourth pitch is a foul to Otani. 2-2 counts to Shohei Otani. 2-2 count to Shohei Otani. One out in the bottom of the fifth for Shohei Otani. And swing and a miss. Very nasty K. Nasty strikeout. Get Shohei Otani the fuck on out of here. Get Shohei Otani the fuck on out of here. Nasty swing and a miss. Almost gets sliced in the face from the returning throw to the catcher. Almost gets sliced in the face. Andy Pages on the mound. 2 outs for Andy Pages. I keep saying mound and plate. It's late. The brain fried. It's late. It's only gonna get worse. If we go into extras. Andy Pages facing a 1-1 count. 1-1 pitch to Andy Pages. Right down the middle and gets the sac fly to center field. End of the fifth inning. 3-3 still. 3-3. Going into the sixth inning. 3-3 game. As damn, I'm now looking at like the Pirates and Athletic. This game going by slower than fuck. God bless. Slow ass motherfucking game. Slow ass game. Oh. Ooh, I don't know how. A lot of things. George, what are you good at? George, what are you good at? Tell everybody what you're good at. A lot of things. Shit. Jose Urena finally is out for the Angels. Jose Urena out for the Angels. Now Jose Furman now on the mound for the Angels. Gerardo Moreno facing a 0-2 count. As the A's game has finally entered the seventh inning. God bless. I feel like that sixth inning was like 30 years. Oh, they showing the walk-off walk? Oh, yeah, that was some good defense. Some good defense from the Rockies. Unfortunately, the pitching did let him down. Misled him. Austin Slater on the plate for the Tampa Bay Rays to start the sixth inning. Austin Slater, 1 for 2. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Second pitch for Austin Slater. Pitch to the dirt. 1-1 for Austin Slater. Are both of these? Oh, no. You're Gerardo is struck out. Ludris Gurriel now on the plate. Gurriel grounds out to third. Very quick out, Gurriel. Nolan Arenado now on the plate. Nolan Arenado. Bro, remember when Nolan Arenado was like that dude? I mean, he's older now. He's older now, of course, right? But like, man, Nolan Arenado for like a good period of time was like the third baseman. Nah. And the Dodgers are looking to. Oh, the Dodgers aren't going to challenge it. The last pitch in the Austin Slater at bat was a ball. Incorrectly struck. However, the very first pitch thrown to Cedric Mullins is a double play. So it's true what they say, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Ball never lie. Ball never lie. Of course it was going to be a double play ball. Nolan Arenado singles now on first base. Nolan Arenado. First pitch to Fortes is a ball. Nolan Arenado with the single brings in Jordan Lawler. And a very, very, very sloppy looking hit. They're calling it a foul, though. Even though it bounced in play. It did bounce in play, though. Nolan steals second. Nolan old ass stealing bases. I'm assuming this was a wild pitch. I'm assuming this is a bit of a wild pitch. Nolan out here stealing bases at his old ass age. Gotta respect that. Out of Nolan Arenado. Two-one count for Fortes. 2-1 pitch to Fortes. Fouls off. 2-2 count now for Fortes. Jordan Lawler is looking to get walked, actually. 3-0 count for Jordan Lawler over here on the D-backs and Angels game. Swing and a miss for Fortes. 2-2 count now for Fortes. 2-2 count now for Fortes. Jordan Lawler gets walked. 2 on now for Pavin Smith. Pavin Smith has already homered in this game as Fortes flies out to center field, shuts down the Tampa Bay Rays side in the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th coming up for the Dodgers. Still 3-3. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. This might get awkward. This might get a little awkward when the 9th inning comes up and it's still 3-3 from the Rays and Dodgers. It might get a little awkward. Pavin Smith in a favorable 2-1 count so far. I'm going over, look up at these Pirates and A's. As the A's get the first out of the 7th. The A's walk Hortz. Hortz is on a walk. Brandon Lowe now coming up on the plate. For the Pirates. 0-2 count for Brandon Lowe. 0-2 count for 0-2 count for Brandon Lowe. Brian Reynolds on deck. On deck is Brian Reynolds. Brandon Lowe goes out swinging. 2 outs now for the Pirates. 2 outs now for the Pirates. Brian Reynolds also now in an 0-2 count. 0-2 count for Brian Reynolds. Ryan O'Hearn on deck. O'Hearn is on deck for the Pirates. O'Hearn on deck for the Pirates. Foul ball for Brian Reynolds. As we're back up at Dodger Stadium. Freddie Freeman takes the first pitch for a ball. Second pitch to Freddie Freeman is a foul ball. Foul ball right in the middle of the zone. Fourth pitch is the ball for Brian Reynolds. And Brian Reynolds strikes out to end the side for the Pirates. The Pirates still punching from a very bad position. Top of the ninth now coming up for the Angels. Last 3 outs for the Angels. Angels need a miracle. Not a miracle, but they need a... They need something cooking up on the top of the ninth. 2-2 count for Freddie Freeman fouling off pitches. Man, how could you hate you? You could not like the Dodgers, right? Like, you cannot like the Dodgers. Maybe you don't like Mookie, right? Maybe you don't like Mookie because Mookie be doing a little bit of a worm. He has a little bit of a worm gimmick, Mookie, right? But you really can't hate on Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is still fouling pitches off. Denzer Guzman on the plate for the Angels. He's in a 1-2 count. 1-2 count for Denzer Guzman. 1-2 count. And Freddie is still fouling pitches off. Count is still 2-2. This is beginning to be a little bit of a long at bat. And a ball. Full count for Freddie Freeman. 8 pitches this at bat so far. This will be the ninth pitch of the at bat coming up. Full count. Freddie Freeman battling out. Freddie Freeman still battling with another foul ball. 10th pitch of the at bat coming up. A whole 10 pitches for this one Freddie Freeman at bat. Freddie battling. Freddie fouls another pitch off. The 11th pitch of this at bat. How do you not like Freddie Freeman? Logan O'Hoppe on the plate. 2-2 count for Logan O'Hoppe. And Freddie Freeman is able to work a 12th pitch walk. We talk about at bat. That's a fucking at bat right there. Battling that shit out. Working the inside pitch. Able to foul off the pitches coming into the middle of the zone. He was getting good contact. It's just wasn't able to put the ball in play. Swinging strike. It looked like he went. And the ump not gonna give it to him. It is a ball. Ball one for Mookie Betts. It looked like he went. Looked like he went past the plate. Mook flies out to center field. First out of the inning to the LA Dodgers. First out of the inning for the LA Dodgers. The Angels now with 2 outs. 2 outs for the Angels. Donovan Walton on the plate. Nick Martinez is now giving up the ball. Nick Martinez will be coming out of the game. .1 innings pitched. 6 innings and out pitch for Nick Martinez. Pretty solid outing for him, right? If it wasn't for one swing of a bat, right? We would be talking about a scoreless outing for Nick Martinez. Very, 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 very solid work for Nick Martinez. Unfortunately, a 3-run homer. A 3-run homer is a big mistake for anybody. A 3-run homer do some shit. Walton on a 2-2 count. Walton homers. A home run for Donovan Walton makes it a 4-3 game. Makes it a 4-3 game with Oswald Peraza. With Oswald Peraza coming up on the plate. Oswald Peraza coming on the plates with the top of the order on deck. Top of the order is on deck for the Angels. 2-1 count for Peraza. 2-1 count for Peraza. Peraza trying to work. Peraza looking to work. Two count for Peraza. 2-2 count for Peraza. Responsible for the runoff first. 2-2 count for Peraza. And on the mound now for the Tampa Bay Rays, Cam Boozer. Not that Cam Boozer. Not that Cam Boozer. And Peraza strikes out swinging. And that is all she wrote. That is all she wrote for the Angels and D-backs. D-backs ended up squeaking out a 4-3 win. Nice work from the D-backs. Nice work from the D-backs. Very nice work for the D-backs. And Max Muncy walks on all 4. 4 straight balls thrown to Max Muncy from Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer starts out his outing with a walk to Max Muncy. Now we're switching up on the A's and the Pirates with Lawrence Butler now. Lawrence Butler now on the plate. Lawrence Butler on the plate. Zach Geloff. Zach Geloff is on first. He got on by an error. Okay. Zach Geloff got on first base with an error from Brandon Lowe. Brandon, we're showing we're covering Brandon Lowe, and then we're also covering a Rays game too. First pitch from Cam Boozer to Kyle Tucker. First pitch from Cam Boozer to Kyle Tucker. Two runners on the base pads as Kyle Tucker fouls off the first pitch. Lawrence Butler takes the first pitch for a strike. I'm gonna say Oakland Athletics for a little. I might be saying Oakland Athletics for a little bit. The A's have been off to a pretty good start. However, the A's, they're kind of frauds, right? They're a little bit of frauds, right? Because they're doing like this, like stadium world tour right now. Like they're like homie hopping stadiums. So like everybody's hitting homers for them, right? Like you're seeing a whole lot of Nick Kurtz home runs, a whole lot of Shea Langoliers home runs, right? And like these aren't just home runs from these two, like they're bombs, like motherfucking bombs. Like 450 plus shots, like we're seeing from Nick Kurtz and Shea Langoliers. Kyle Tucker fouling off another pitch. 1-2 count for Kyle Tucker. Lawrence Butler. Lawrence Butler with the double scores Zach Geloff. Scoring Zach Geloff, 7-1 game for the A's. And Henry Bolt is able to get on as well. The A's have a runner on first and third. They're up by 6, however, kind of irrelevant. Jeff McNeil coming up on the plate for the A's. Nick Kurtz on deck. I don't need anyone else out there. Pinch hitter for the Dodgers in the sixth inning. Alex Call on the plate now. I don't need anyone else out there. Oh, hey. Pinch runner coming on the plate for the Dodgers. Le pinch runner. Jeff McNeil. I don't need anyone else out there. Oh, man. 0-2 count. 0-2 count for Alex Call. 0-2 count for Alex Call, the pinch runner, the pinch hitter. 0-2 count for Alex Call. Jeff McNeil with a single. Scores Lawrence Butler. Now Nick Kurtz on the plate. Oh, shit. Nick Kurtz on the plate with 2 on. the base pads. Nick Kurtz on the field. Nick Kurtz on the plate. Catcher having a little bit of a catcher having a cup of coffee with Cam Boozer right now. Oh, 2 count. Boozer to call. Swing and a miss. Boozer finally gets the first out of the inning. The fuck? No, he had outs already. He had outs coming in. What the fuck? Boozer striking out the Dodgers side, ending the 6th inning, going into the 7th inning. Seventh inning coming up for the Dodgers and the Rays. Bottom of the 7th, however, 2 outs. Nick Kurtz on the plate. Staying alive. Nick Kurtz staying alive. Yep, we fucking knew it. We fucking knew it. He was gonna do it. He was gonna fucking do it. We knew it. 3-run shot. Second home run today for Nick Kurtz. Man, fuck this dude, bro. This little fucking rookie thinks he can fucking take away an MVP from Jordan. Fuck this guy, bro. Fuck this guy. Little fucking minor league stadium merchant. What the fuck? Ooh, I'm gonna hit these big ass bombs because I'm playing in fucking minor league stadiums, head ass. Fuck Nick Kurtz, bro. God damn. Second homer of the day. And then he hits a homer, right? And the worst part about it, he hits a homer. And then next up is Shea Langolier. Like, fuck, bro. Fuck. Damn. Man, fuck that guy, bro. And Shea Langoliers grounds out to third to end the 7th inning for the Athletics. 11-1. The Athletics are fucking the shit out of these Pirates. Kyle Hunt now relieving for Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer had a pretty decent outing. I can't lie. Pretty decent outing for Eric Lauer. I mean, he was pitching some beanbags, right? But he did pitch a few beanbags, right? But I mean, gave up that meat shot. Is what it is, right? Is what it is, right? Taylor Walls on the plate, fouls off the first pitch from Hurt. Second pitch from Hurts is a ball higher than Darby Allin. Second pitch is a ball higher than Darby Allin. Not in a sense that Darby Allin be getting high, but in the sense that Darby Allin be falling from high places and getting high. He be getting high up. 1-2 count for Taylor Walls. 1-2 count for Taylor Walls. One, 2 count for Taylor Walls. And Hurt is able to get the strikeout. Hurt able to get the strikeout in 4 pitches. Kyle Hurt able to get the strikeout in 4 pitches. Kyle Hurts with a swing and a miss on a great big Yandy Diaz swing. As looking up on the Pirates side, we're seeing Rhino Hearn on the plate. Yandy Diaz grounds out to third base. Two very quick outs for the Dodgers. Alex Hurt looking a little nasty today. A little nasty outing from Alex Hurt so far. As I just barely looked down and I saw Rhino Hearn is on an 0-2 count. And as I'm saying that about Alex Hurt, Jonathan Aranda swings on the first pitch and gets on with a single to left field. Rhino Hearn flies out to center field for the first out for the Pirates. The Pirates have about 5 outs left. They need about 10 runs. and 5 outs. Good luck, Charlie. Oh, Hello Kitty Island Adventure is on Apple Arcade. Oh, shit. This is not a Apple Arcade ad, but, it might be an Apple Arcade ad. Who knows? Nick Gonzalez on the plate for the Pirates. 1-1 count for Junior Caminero. 1-1 count for Top Chud Junior Caminero. 2-2 count out for Junior Caminero. Or 2-1. 2-1 count for Junior Caminero. Two one count for Junior. In the dirt. 3-1 count for Junior. 3-1 count for Junior. As Nick Gonzalez strikes the fuck on out. Nick Gonzalez gets the fuck on out of here. 2 outs for the Pirates. It already wasn't looking good for the Pirates. It really isn't looking good for the Pirates. Junior Caminero fouling off pitches in a full count. Makes it a full count off of that foul ball. Full count for Junior Caminero. Full count pitch for Junior Caminero. 2 outs. Full count. And it's a foul ball. Foul ball to right field. Andy Rodriguez on the plate. For the Pirates with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Down 10. Chris Paul is going to need to hit a huge 3 to cut the lead down to 42. Chris Paul with a huge 3 to hit. Alex Hurt with a nasty swing and a miss on Junior Caminero as he was battling it out. Nasty swing and a miss. Strikes out the side, heading to the bottom of the 7th with the top of the order on deck. Or what was it? No, top of the order in the hole. Top of the order in the hole. Little bit when I'm not gonna lie, when I'm streaming past 11 o'clock, at night, brain absolutely fried. It's normally something I don't really be doing. I do not really be streaming late nights. As I'm saying that, Wednesday's probably going to be a late night stream. I'm probably going to be streaming late on Wednesday. But Wednesday's stream, I don't think it's going to be as long as today's stream, though. Wednesday's stream isn't going to be as long. We might touch 4. We might touch 4 tonight. I don't think we're touching 4, but we might be touching 4. We might touch 4. It depends on what these Dodgers are doing. I'm not gonna lie, the Rays aren't putting it on. I need Otani to home or something. I need a casual moment, right? I need a casuals moment. Hamburguesas. Still eating good, chat. Still eating good, chat. Still eating good. The Tampa Bay Rays with the murderer on the mound. Okay. All right. Hold on. We'll be back. Oh, wait. Actually, oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. First pitch from Steven Matz is fouled the fuck off. It was a bomb. Absolute bomb from Dalton Rushing. However, it is fouled. Hold up. All right, okay, so Steven Matz is on the mound. We got Steven Matz on the mound. We switched it up. Dalton Rushing. The next pitch for Dalton Rushing is a flies out to right field. We're switching up now. This is now a fuck Steven Matz. Fuck Steven Matz. For people who don't know, for people who do not know about the Steven Matz lore, right? So Steven Matz used to play for the Los Angeles Angels, right? Used to play for the Angels, right? There was kind of a scandal. There was a scandal in 2019, and it got hushed very quickly. Completely hushed, right? Like nobody talks about it anymore. Nobody talks about this shit anymore. I'm glad he's on the mound so I can talk about this shit. Steven Matz was a huge component to the death of Tyler Skaggs. He was a huge component to it. Miggy Rojas, bang, 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 bang. Fuck this dude, Steven Matz. Fuck this murderer, bro. Hell yeah, Miggy with the fucking homer. Hell yeah. Veteran Miggy Rojas with the homer. Couldn't have happened to a better person, right? Miggy's a cool dude, right? We fuck with Miggy Rojas around here. We really do fuck with Miggy Rojas around here. Miggy Rojas coming in as a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter Miggy Rojas with a pinch hit home run. Hell yeah. Pinch hitting for Taylor. Pinch hitting for Taylor Walls. Miggy, hell yeah. Hit that fucking salsa. Fuck yeah, Miggy. Fuck this dude, Steven Matz. Oh, nah. We switched up after Steven Matz. Steven Matz showed up on the mound. As soon as Steven Matz showed up on my screen, fuck that. Not a Steven Matz guy. Hell no. I know they did an investigation and all that, right? And Steven Matz wasn't a part of that. Wasn't a part of the death of Tyler Skaggs, but he supplied the drugs. All right. I mean, shit. I would. I'm not an A's fan, so I would. Bless up. Appreciate you supporting Steven Matz, right? Bless up. I'm an Astros fan, by the way. I don't care about any of these teams. I'm an Astros fan, right? Stay blessed, right? Good night. Good night to you, Miguel. And fuck Steven Matz, right? Fuck Steven Matz. It's forever fuck Steven Matz, right? Forever fuck Steven Matz. Go Astros. Los Astros. Andy Pages flies out to center field, ends the inning for the Dodgers. But we got the clip, though. We got the clip. Miggy Rojas homering off of Steven Matz. If Steven Matz did not show up, I would still be rocking the Rays shit. I still would be rocking the Rays shit. Not a Steven Matz guy. And if you are a Steven Matz guy, why? Why are you a Steven Matz guy? Yeah. Hell yeah. This was supposed to be a Dodgers hate watch until Steven Matz showed up on the mound. And then we're here. Right? Hell yeah. I just realized that dude was watching. And then like didn't say shit. Didn't really say shit until I like what? Like this dude is waiting to come and hate. Respect that. I can respect that though. Waiting to come and hate. I could respect that. I could definitely respect somebody to come watch and hate. I could definitely respect that. Mate, if you were watching too, mate, I said it like 3,000 times. We're LARPing. We'll climb on the mound for the Dodgers. It's kind of wormy. I'm not gonna lie. A little wormy. And Vilade. The second pitch to Vilade is a single to right field. Top of the eighth. Speaking of the Pirates, showed off the Pirates hat. Do I have my my A's hat is on my A's hat's on the other side of the house. A's hat on the other side of the house. As Chandler Simpson is coming up as the pinch runner. We know what Chandler Simpson be doing. Chandler Simpson looking to steal. What's very unfortunate about Steven Matz pitching is that I really do like Chandler Simpson. I'm a really big Chandler Simpson fan. I love what Chandler Simpson be doing. Yo, they're shook. They're incredibly shook at Chandler Simpson. Will Klein is out of his game. Will Klein's out of his game. The Dodgers challenging a ball. That was a silly call from the ump. Very silly call from the ump. Very, very nice. Good challenge from the Dodgers. I mean, I'm kind of keeping up with the Pirates game too. The Pirates already have one out in the top of the ninth. Valdez is battling it out. Flies out, 2 outs, one out away for the Pirates. Might as well change your hat to the Pirates. That motherfucker thought he cooked. Ben Williamson grounds out to second. Ben Williamson grounds out to second. I don't even realize. I didn't realize that dude probably came to hit on the Dodgers. That dude probably came to hit on the Dodgers. Funny. Austin Slater on the plate. Chandler Simpson at second. Chandler Simpson already at second base. Chandler Simpson lurking. I really do like Chandler Simpson. It sucks. I really do like Chandler Simpson. I like a good old fashioned base stealer. I like a good old fashioned Anderson Simmons. Or Anderson Simmons. I wonder what Anderson. Oh no, I heard Anderson Simmons is playing in Mexico. I think he's playing in Mexico right now. Anderson Simmons. 1-2 counts to Austin Slater. 1-2 count to Austin Slater. Ball higher than Jeff Hardy. Ball higher than Matt Hardy. 2-2 count. Ball higher than Matt Hardy. 2-2 pitch to Austin Slater. Grounds out, however, still is able to advance Chandler Simpson. Chandler Simpson on third. The Pirates game end already? Brandon Lowe's on the mound, so it's about on the plate, so it's about to end. Brandon Lowe on the plate for the Pirates. Runner on second base. 2 outs, though. Brandon Lowe battling out, though. Hold on, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. Do your thing, Brandon. Do your thing, Brando. Do your thing, Brando. Chandler Simpson, aura farming. Chandler Simpson, aura farming on third. He knows he's that motherfucker on the base pads. He kind of is that motherfucker on the base pads. Chandler Simpson trying to steal home. We're going to get somebody to steal home in this game. Somebody's stealing home. Ooh, Dave Roberts going to the mound. Yessie in the bullpen. And takes the ball from Will Klein. Will Klein will be exiting this game. Yessia will look to relief. Look to come in for relief. And Brandon Lowe eventually does fly out. It was inevitable. 11-2. The A's destroy the Pirates. Only game going on is the Dodgers and the Rays. Oh, wait, I can change that to this part now. I can change that to this part now. All right. The Rays with 6 out. The Rays with 4 more outs. 4 more outs for the Tampa Bay Rays to make a play. 4 more outs. However, they do have the fastest motherfucker on the planet. One of the fastest motherfuckers on the planet at third in Chandler Simpson. We get a fuck Steve Matz. 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 I'm not gonna lie, folks. Miguel. Thank you for pulling up. But even bigger of a thank you for leaving. Because if this was a bad vibe, hate watching a murderer, right? This is a bad vibe, hate watching a murderer. I wouldn't want to know what a good vibe is then. I would not want to know what a good vibe is. Well, I guess a good vibe would just be changing the channel. It would be changing the channel or going World Cup. But like the world, because the night game for the World Cup today isn't it's not a good game. I know it isn't because I was thinking about streaming it instead of the Dodgers. And first pitch to Cedric Mullins is a fly out to center field. Get his ass the fuck on out of here. Going into the bottom of the 8th inning, the Tampa Bay Rays will only have 3 more outs to work with to take a lead or tie the game on the Dodgers. I was going to look at World Cup. I was looking at the FIFA World Cup. Because I forgot who is playing. Who's playing right now. Somebody has to be playing right now. Oh, wait, no. It was Iran and New Zealand. And, yeah, we were just watching that game. We're literally just watching that game. We were literally just watching that game. How did I forget it? Tomorrow's some good. What about Wednesday, though? The good games are during the day. I mean, Colombia is going to be a pretty good team, right? And Colombia, I mean, They have a pretty good squad around. Right, it's gonna be James's last World Cup, right? They have a pretty good squad. Colombia, outside of Luis Diaz, right? A lot of high quality players in the Colombia team at this day and age, but we're going against Uzbekistan. I don't know. Is that worthy of it? Is that worthy of it? We just go back to back late night baseball streams. I'm scared about doing late night baseball streams. Now that I'm doing this one, because of the fact that it could go to extra innings, and then you don't know when the fuck it's gonna end. Really, you really don't know when it's gonna end if it goes to extras. Boy, Mookie doing a Harlem Shake. Home run, Selly Mookie. No, that was a sick. No, that was probably even better Selly though. That's probably even better Selly when Valade was doing he was doing the pump. He's doing the one hand geyser. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the geyser. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold on. You know what? Freddie Freeman with a first pitch hit to right field. First pitch hit to right field for Freddie Freeman. First pitch hit to right field for Freddie Freeman. But the Valade one hand geyser was kind of cold. That was still kind of cold. I still stand by that. Mookie takes the first pitch for a strike. Change up to start the at bat. Slow change up to start the at bat. Mookie 1 for 3. He had a double though. He had that double though. He had that double Harlem Shake shit, right? Cool little emote. Cool emote. As the next pitch is a ball to Mookie. 1-1 count to Mook. 1-1 count to Mook. Max Muncy is on the plate. Muncy on the plate. Muncy on the plate. I wonder if there's a UFC fighter that would. And Betts flies out to right field. Unable to advance Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman stays on first base. First out for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th, with Max Muncy coming up to the plate. Max Muncy. I love baseball because like they just showed a stat right now. It showed a stat right now for the top five in OPS since April 30th. Top 5 in OPS for April 30th, and Max Muncy is in the top 5 in OPS since the 30th of April. But they're showing it because the 30th of April, he started wearing glasses. And that was the sole reason, right? That was the sole reason, because he started wearing glasses. I love baseball for completely random stats like that. Because it works for baseball. It does work for baseball. For basketball, it seems like they're reaching a little bit. It does seem like they're reaching for a little bit. But for baseball, it's I don't know. It's a little bit more superstitious. Steven Matz is still on the mound. Yo, Kevin, get his ass out. Get his ass out, Kevin. Get his ass out, Kevin. All right. We're gonna stick with this asshole on the mound. Oh no, cutie pie, you got it, cutie pie. You got it, cutie pie. You already had 2 outs. Let's finish this. Let's finish this inning out, cutie pie. Kyle Tucker on the plate. Kyle Tucker on the plate. I'm genuinely very curious about what part of the bad vibe he was talking about. What part of the bad vibe he was talking about. I'm genuinely curious of what part of the bad vibe he was talking about, because we're being negative like the whole stream, kind of being negative the whole stream. Inside pitch to Kyle Tucker. 2-0 count. Murder on the mound. 2-0 count. Murder on the mound. Looking to retire this side. And a fly ball out to left field. Gets the outs. He gets the outs. And the ninth inning is coming up. The Rays have 3 more chances to put up a run to at least tie the game. Putting up a chance to at least tie the game. Putting up another run. Putting up a run. You know what? I guess now since there's a chance that we could be there's a chance that this might be like the last 3 outs of the game, right? We might as well look through a little. We might as well just run through the MLB standings. Right, we did talk about earlier that the theme of this year is how shit the AL has been, right? And less. God bless. I'm trying to get to some standings. Trying to see some standings out here. All right, okay. Yeah. I mean, looking at the grand picture of it all. We can start with the AL, right? Let's start with the AL. All right. The Yanks, best team in the AL, right? The only other team that they're really competing with is the Tampa Bay Rays, who I'm watching right now. Tampa Bay Rays currently 1 game back from the Yanks, but after losing this game, it's going to send them back another half a game. And Yanks, Rays, only teams in the AL with over 40 wins, right? Kind of sad, right? You look at the NL. I mean, the NL. I mean, technically there is only 3, but there's only 3 teams over 40 in the NL. But there's a lot more teams like that are kissing that they're kissing the 40 team. Shit. Yeah. We do that bit every time on stream. We do that bit every time. I don't use a chair. I do not use a chair. Fortes grounds out to Mook. Yeah, I don't have a chair. I don't use a chair, right? This is what I use, right? We use a medicine ball. So if you do see me, I fell like probably like 2 times. In the stream, right? But typically when you do see me fall, it's because I'm bouncing. It's because I'm trying to bounce. All right, yeah. That was too much. Taylor Walls. Taylor Walls on the plate. 1-1 count for Taylor Walls. 1-1 count for Taylor Walls as one count for Taylor Walls. Taylor Walls arguing for a ball. However, it is a called strike. That is a second ABS challenge. Second ABS challenge that the Rays have lost today. The Rays have no more ABS challenges. They might be cooked. Might be cooked. And a ball lower than Lil Jon. Ball lower than Lil Jon. 2-2 count. Ball lower than Lil Jon. Pitch up the middle is a foul ball. Foul pitch. Four-seamer down the middle is a foul. Who is that guy? Who is that guy? They keep panning to and ball lower than Lil Jon. Full count for Walls. Full count for Taylor Walls. They keep showing this Asian in the crowd. They keep showing this Asian in the crowd. He's wearing an old school Marlins jersey. And when I mean old school, I mean like the Giancarlo Stanton Marlins jersey, right? You know, people kind of shit on that redesign, like the logo, the colors and all that. People kind of shit on it. Bro, I kind of liked it. I was kind of a sucker for it. I kind of liked it. And Walls is a low ball is called a strike. A low ball is called a strike. However, they do not have any ABS challenges left. So they cannot challenge that. And that will be a strikeout. 2 outs. 2 outs for Yandy Diaz. A low ball. And it's probably going to get overturned. And it is a strike. It is indeed a strike. 0-1 for Yandy. 0-1 for Yandy Diaz. Yo, Kevin Cash is having himself a ball out here. That dude Kevin Cash is having himself a ball out here. Fuck. 1-1 count. 1-1 count. One counts. And a 2-0 count. 2-1 count. 2-1 count for Yandy Diaz. 2-1 count for Yandy Diaz. 2 outs already. Yandy Diaz, if Yandy Diaz retires, this will be the end of the game. Swing and a miss for Yandy Diaz. 2-2 count. 2-2 count for Yandy Diaz. One more strike, and this is all she wrote. One more strike, this is all she wrote. And ground out to second. Grounds out to second. Yandy Diaz ends the end of the game for Yandy Diaz. And the Dodgers with a 4-3 win on the Rays. You know, I hate to say it, right? I do hate to say it, right? It's almost like they put it's almost like the Rays put a certain somebody on the mound that shouldn't be pitching anymore, for the past like 3 seasons, right? Like off of ability, he shouldn't be pitching for the last 3 seasons, right? But like he just shouldn't have been pitching for, like, in general. In general, he shouldn't have been pitching. Shouldn't be in the league. Should not be in the league. He should not be in the league. Should not be in the league. Should not be in the league. All right. That is the conclusion of the Rays and the Dodgers game, right? I guess we'll go through a little bit of the standings. Right? The Dodgers, right? The Rays, right? Top of the AL, right? Top of the AL, both in the AL East, right? Unfortunate for the Rays, right? Second best record in the AL. However, they would still be making the wild card, right? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. The AL Central, right, being led by it's tied, actually. It's tied currently right now with the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago White Sox, right? We were pretty high on the Guardians this past when we made the prediction stream, right? We did the prediction stream. We were very high on the Guardians, right? We weren't so high on the White Sox, but we kind of went through it in the middle of the game, how like the White Sox kind of just shocked us a little bit. And yeah, White Sox look really good, right? So they have really good. They have solid pitching, right? A solid group of hitters, right? Love to see what the White Sox end up doing later down this year, if they still end up sticking around the playoff picture, right? But yeah, we'll see. The AL West, right? AL West is the what an embarrassment of a division in baseball, the AL West, right? It's being led by the Mariners, who are barely even above 500, right? Absolute disgusting records all around, right? The Athletics, it just became 500 this past game. They were leading the division for the most part, right? I still do think that if my Astros don't make a push for it, this, right? Because we do have the best pitcher in this division. We have the best pitcher in this division, right? We have the MVP of the AL on our team, right? So, and we have a decent group of hitters as well. It's just, is the pitching staff going to be healthy? That's just the question mark, the question we all want answered, right? And the Rangers, right? Fuck off, Rangers. Fuck off. Fuck off. They seem like they're gonna teeter off at a certain point. It is what it is. Going over the NL real quick. NL is being led by the it's being led by the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot of the Atlanta Braves this year, right? But here they are. They have best record in baseball, right? Yeah. We'll see what ends up happening, right? I did think the Phillies had a pretty good team themselves, right, with the pitching and their the unction. They got the unction as their batting order. The unction, right? But we'll end up seeing what ends up happening. But the A's have a pretty good lead on the Phillies right now, but ultimately we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's not even All-Star break. We'll see. Um, the Central, right? The Central is like it was like the melting pot for a little bit, but now it's kind of being cooled down a little bit. But we do still see the Brewers. They have a pretty decent lead over the Cards. Right, the Cardinals having a pretty. There's another team that we're pretty low on, the Cardinals, and they're having a pretty decent season themselves. Right, they got a very nice group of hitters, the Cardinals. Right, so yeah, ultimately we'll see, right, we'll see. But I mean, the Brewers are kind of demonic in their own ways. Um, when I say demonic, I mean like just like they're just scary good. And then finally going over the NL West. We just watched the Dodgers cook up the Rays, cook up Steven Matz, right? Again, it's still fuck Steven Matz, right? It's forever fuck Steven Matz around this channel. And yeah. I mean, nothing much to say about the NL West. Really, nothing much to say about the NL West. Yeah. Quick little breakdown. Quick little breakdown of baseball. Mates. All right, there you go. Fixed it. All right, okay. We kind of went over baseball, right? So we went over a lot of the things that would happen this weekend, right? Shout out to Evie for making the appearance on the stream, right? Shout out to Evie making an appearance on stream, providing into the Discord, right? And yeah, definitely would be in touch with you after the events, right? To Miguel, if this was bad vibes, this is the message to Miguel out there. If he does come back and watch the end of this shit, if this was bad vibes, hate watching a murderer. If this was bad vibes, I don't want to know what the fuck a good vibe is from you, buddy. I don't know what the fuck a good vibe is from you, buddy. I don't want to know anyway. Right? And he's probably just somebody who hates the Dodgers, right? I don't like the Dodgers, right? But I mean, I don't like murderers. So there's that. Ultimately. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of worm. Definitely killed the vibe of this stream, right? He might get blocked. I'm gonna call it though. I'm gonna call it right here. The good chance I probably will be streaming tomorrow, right? Good chance I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, right? Maybe about 4, 5-ish, probably 4, right? Gonna be a little bit of a quicker stream tomorrow, right? Not gonna be 4 hours, right? Probably like closer to 2, right? Around the 2-hour mark. That's mainly like where I want to like. I mean, we've said it before. That's like that's a sweet spot, right? But yeah. Shout out to Miguel. We need haters. We need haters in life, right? We need haters in life. We need people who support murderers and bad people, right? We need those type of people, right? Yeah. But that's about it, right? I'm gonna give a shout out to Ethy. Give a shout out to Evie, right? Good vibes, right? Miguel, horrid vibes. Last stream, do want to give a shout out to Smith, right, for coming through in the last stream and giving us the information that he did have about Justin Gaethje, right? Even though he was kind of doubting his boy, but I mean, we love all the information we can get out of fighters, right? Out of players, right? We love all the information we possibly get, right? So this is basically what this shit is. We're just trying to, I guess, push news. No, not really. We're just ball watching. Major pause, but we're ball watching. Major pause, but we are ball watching. Right? It's just the name of this channel, right? Not the name of this channel, but the name of what this channel is based about. That's gonna be it for today. That's gonna be it for today. It's gonna be it for tonight. I'm gonna catch y'all I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow, right? I'm gonna see y'all. You feel me? See y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow, right? Oh my goodness, it's 12 o'clock. I do not want to yell exiting out. I don't want to yell exiting out, but fuck me, go.